Hello and welcome to this rather experimental game of Ars Magica. Today we're going to be playing the quick start scenario, Promises, Promises, which was published by Altas Games, 4th edition, updated to 5th. We lay our scene in somewhere around 1220 in England. So 5 years ago, the infamous King John was forced to sign Magna Carta. And currently, the boy king Henry III sits on the throne down south. But these events, however, take place in the Covenant of Libellis, a relatively new and young covenant of the Order of Hermes, founded by a Stephen Iridus of House Yerbaton. A group of young magi, they have all been recruited by him. And to join this covenant, you've all been here at least 5 years. There's no way around. The covenant has relatively few servants, but it does have an excellent library, and it lies with a magical aura rated at 3. So any spellcasting here will get a +3 on it. It's made up of several buildings surrounded by a stone wall. There's a gate guarded by your grogs with a barracks next to it. The central building is the council chamber, a great hall where you meet for your formal wizards' councils. Aside from that, there's the library, the kitchens, the stables, and all of you have your own sanctum. These are all separate buildings made of stone and thatched. Stephen's sanctum, as well as the library and the council chamber, have tiled roofs, so slightly more expensive and high status. So we lay our scene early. Actually, just before we go into that, would you like to just do a quick once round and introduce who your characters are? Just names, house, and any obviously specialisms as each other would know them.
Okay, so this is John. I'm playing Gregorus of Bonasagas. He is a generalist in the techniques, but is a specialist with Vim. So a lot of his formulaic magics are to do with Vim.
Alex, I'm playing Jonaquil of House Marinita. And magic-wise, I'm good at Creo, Muta, and Drago, in combination with primarily Herbam, Imaginem, and some other techniques.
Does that make it my turn?
Go for it.
All right. My name's Solon. I'm playing Fabricor of House Verdicius. Apparently, he is something of a stone worker. He's amazing at that. Bit of a lore hound. Pretty much a specialist, though. He mostly works with Teram, a little bit of Urbam, and Vim. And that's pretty much it.
I'm Bart. I play Lucidia of Flambeau, and it's of course Creo Ignum.
Burn it all.
Okay, as I was saying, so we lay our scene early one morning. You're all perhaps in the library or perhaps in your sanctuary, going about your studies and work. When there's a sound of a loud explosion coming from somewhere inside the Covenant.
I immediately suspect the Flambeau.
Yes.
I immediately suspect the Verdicius.
All right. Roll my eyes, tidy myself up, and wander calmly out of my sanctum to look what the hell is going on.
Okay. As you
Do we
make
know
your
which was it?
As you make your way out, you see Stephen of Yerbaton standing in the courtyard outside his sanctum, and he appears to be transfixed, with flashing lights darted around his body.
That looks not good.
There's a shout from one of the grogs up at the gatehouse. Rider approaching!
Yeah, so anyone knows what the hell this is? I'm gonna go see who is coming to see us while you figure it out.
Okay, I'll go over look at Stephen.
Okay. As you peer more closely, you'll see these flickering lights of flash around his body and passing through his body. You're welcome to make a roll on intelligence plus magic theory.
I'm
I think I have
guessing
those.
he's going to go into Twilight of some description. How do you actually do this roll then?
So that would be a 1d10 plus your intelligence plus your magic theory.
Yeah, so how do you type it in the
Oh.
tool?
Do you hash?
1A, and then
I think it's
the number
hash,
of which dice.
hash 1d10.
1d10. Then you just put pluses after it or not? Or do you have to just...
Oh well, it's up to you. I just do a roll.
There you
And
go. So there's a roll of 3. And what do you want? Into magic theory, yeah? 3, 6, 12 in total.
Okay, you would surmise this is Twilight. In fact, you'd surmise it's probably final Twilight.
Oh, jeez.
Probably. In fact, you guess it probably brought on by some research accident.
For the record, in Roll Z, you can do straight up Ars Magica dice rolls by writing number of dice, A, and then the number of Bodge dice.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Riding. Okay. Someone's going to check on the gate. You see a lone rider approaching, riding hard and fast on a tired-looking horse. You'll recognise he's wearing the red cap of the order. The grogs look like they
Open the gate.
The grogs look like they can open the gate to receive him, unless you want to tell them otherwise.
No, they should open the gate.
Okay. Stephen's standing there, transfixed in almost crucible form. The lights appear to be spinning faster and faster around him.
I'm just going to tell people to back away because this is a bad Twilight episode. There's nothing we can do.
You
Okay.
can set him on fire.
There's a blinding flash, and Stephen is gone.
Gregorius just pinches his brow, looks irritated. That's a problem. I would tell to the Grog, no one enter Stephen's sanctum. But I will ask one of them to keep an eye on it in case anything else comes out of it. And then we have a red cap arriving.
Dismounted from his horse is a young-looking red cap. Yeah, I mean he's been here before, so you know him somewhat. Just entirely. Looks like you. Sedalis, I've come with urgent news. Perhaps I could speak to you all.
Welcome. What brings you to our covenant? What's his name?
I'm Jocelyn of House Messiah. For those who don't know, the red caps are the messengers of the order. They have the legal status of wizards, but most of them are not wizards. They're purely mundanes, or mundanes with a few extra quirks, possibly. There's a Quesitor by the name of Timor. He's on her way to this covenant as I speak. I hear she's due to arrive perhaps by tomorrow evening. She's got with her a powerful flambeau hoplite known as a cremate spurios. She's here to investigate some wrongdoing. It's clearly serious, or they wouldn't have the flambeau with them. I don't know what the charge is, but I suggest you try to find out and to be ready to defend yourselves.
It's unfortunate that this happens just as we lost our flambeau. I guess he also went into Twilight.
He was a Yerbaton, but yes.
No, I mean literally the Batos left the chat.
We've lost a player, Knife.
Oh.
He said. Okay. Well, as I'll thank the Red Cap for the forewarning. But did the Quisitor send you ahead to?
No.
Do you expect trouble? What brings you here?
Well, I've always been treated well here, and I have a soft spot for new covenants. The Stonehenge Tribunal definitely has need of them. it's absolutely not against the code for Red Captain to spread news about the activities of the Crescentors.
Certainly
The
isn't.
most laudable behavior, and I pass him one of my prepared bribe pouches.
But it might be best if the Crescentor was not troubled with such information.
Certainly.
Okay. Well, it's gonna. Well, come on in, make yourself at home. Unfortunately, well, I'll let my Sidales deal with this. I would like to have some investigations about another incident that's just occurred. So if you excuse me, my friend, and I'm going to go back over and I'm going to be looking at Stephen's sanctum from the outside. So I'll sidestep.
Getting really close to the line there.
Okay. So as I said, it's a separate building. It has a tiled roof. It has see a sturdy looking front door.
Did he leave it open when he came out?
Oh, oddly no.
Well, spying on the Sidales is still a hermetic crime, so
He's
let's
in
maybe
Twilight.
Yeah, but he can come back, so let's maybe not raid his belongings
No,
right now.
I've got no intention of doing such a thing.
Yes,
But
good.
what I can do is I'm going to use one of my formulaics, sense the lingering magic, because he was outside at least when he went into Twilight. I'm going to try to understand what magic he was using or what he was working on to generate that Twilight.
Sure, go on then.
Cast in total plus 22 according to my spreadsheet. So
you had the two forms and you formulaic. Well, you had your stamina as well.
Yeah.
And you had the dice.
Well, I rolled a 9, so that's nice. 10 and 12. That's before
There is basically you were going to win at any roll,
Okay.
including 0.
It looked like he was engaged in some med-tech related activity, probably as part of his research.
Okay, was it cast from outside the sanctum, or was it was he outside the sanctum casting that magic, or is it from inside?
It looks like he would have cast in. There's a trail, so as in it probably happened in his sanctum, and he would have sort of staggered or got out,
Stumbled out.
or possibly in some kind of zombie-like trance.
Yeah.
From effect.
That's interesting.
As
I'm
the-
just trying. Sorry, good.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, as the most socially aware of the Sidales, John Aquil is going to go organize the Grogs to greet the upcoming Quasitor and give them a feast.
Okay. Do you want to say anything in particular, or? I mean, are you going to do this one by one? Are you going to give them a rousing speech? Are you?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to tell them a good story about how hospitality always triumphs over troubles and stuff.
Okay. Do you want to do some kind of socially roll?
Sure, I've got storytelling.
Yeah. Willing to use that plus presence.
Someone's has Discord going off all the time. 10.
Yeah. Okay. You certainly after obviously they're a bit startled by what's happened to Steven, so you certainly managed to calm their nerves down. They're looking a bit more settled and focused, and not panicking.
Okay, as a small pause, Solen, so basically here's what's going on. The Elder Wizard at our Covenant had a bad magical experience and disappeared into the magic world, which happens to everyone from time to
Actually,
time.
so I just want to clarify, John, based on your rolls and your spell you cast, you know it's Final Twilight.
Okay, it is Final Twilight. I will obviously share that then.
Okay, so the Eldest Wizard at our Covenant has permanently disappeared forever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the essentially mix between a wizard lawyer and a wizard detective is coming to our covenant for some reason.
Kazator I have dealt with because Nathan has played them in other games.
Yeah.
Well, he played a Kazator Flambeau, but yeah, same thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
I get the point. Okay, so we're being accused of something and you don't know what's going on?
Yeah, we may be accused of something, and we've just lost our senior magus that has reputation and political favors.
Oh. And the concern was that it might be illegal to go rummage through his shit to see what's going on, but since he's permadead,
we can go in there. The problem is, Magi often quite trap their sanctums, so just walking in there bold-faced might be suicidal. Yeah. So what I was going to ask Viditius, if he can, I just need to look at a spell for a second. It's going to be a spont, but it's going to be based on your Teram. I think it's
which technique though?
I think it might be Muto. Just give me 2 secs. I need to get a book up. House of Hermes.
Okay. Also, with that sense spell you cast, John, there's no magic on the front door, at least.
Oh yay!
Cool.
Right. Just give me 2 secs. I know where spells are in all the books, but I don't know all the spells off my head because I'm not quite.
Well.
So my storytelling. Any results from that?
Yes, you calm the grogs down after this upsetting incident and get them all focused. If you've got any specific instructions for them, that you can give them, but they're certainly listening to you. And you.
Okay.
Also, since we'll need more social roles, I'm going to cast Oral Noble Presence on myself.
I'll also add, you'll note that while you were doing that, one of the Maud, who was Stephen's personal servant, has housekeeper effectively. She was particularly distressed at obviously her master dying essentially. So. But yeah, okay, you managed to sort of calm the situation down and get the crowd under control.
Cool. Can our Viditius do that spell I put in chat? It's only a level 10. Basically, if you draw a circle on the side of the building, you can make it transparent so we can see into his lab without going in there.
Muto.
Teram. Level 10.
But okay. I do have 10 in both of those things.
Okay, so what you would do is you would add up your Muto, your Teram, your stamina, and
+3 for the aura,
and the die roll.
+3 for the aura, and a dice roll, and then divide by 2. And because you're
hold on, +3 for what aura?
Because you're in a magic aura.
Okay.
Most covenants are built within magic auras. That's why covenants are often placed in odd places because
it's like working. Aura. It's like working next to a node. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got my Muto, I've got my Teram, I've got my stamina bonus, which in this case is a bonus.
Yeah.
Really, the only important part is that you do not botch on the spontaneous magic roll. You already automatically hit the target number, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. In that case, let's see. What am I rolling then?
You are rolling 1d10. The question is how many botch dice?
Just roll 1d10.
Oh, you just roll 1d10 first, see if it botches or not. No.
Did not botch.
Good.
Well done. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well done. It only makes Teram things transparent.
Yeah. So stone. It'll make the stone transparent.
Okay. Right. Yeah. This is obviously a pretty showy effect and a bit disconcerting for some of you who've not had experience this before. So you can see through. There appears to be 3 rooms. There's a first antechamber, which you can see there's chairs and tables and a cabinet inside. And behind that, there's another room which has got a bed, washstand, a chest. And beyond that, you can see it peer into his what looks like a laboratory, the main building in the room. There's all sorts of lab equipment and a big brazier in the middle and other things and a block of stone. And there's a lot going on in there, so you really need to look at it a bit up close.
I was going to say, is there any obvious sign of a site of an explosion?
No. Oh, well, there's a fire burning the brazier in the lab. There's no. You don't see all the obvious like physical traps.
And no demons walking around, so
No.
that's good.
You don't see any. Well, you don't see any living or moving thing inside.
Okay.
Right. Nathan, can we say I've still got that lingering the spell up? Its concentration. Can I still let it go in?
Sure, yeah, because nothing's happened to put you off, so that's fine.
Yeah. So I'll just have a look for it now. I can see in to see actually. I should have a better idea of what the actual magic was that went kablooey if it was inside.
Sure. Okay, period aside. No magic in the first 2 rooms in the laboratory. What you see? The brazier is definitely magical. It has some magical effect on it, or in it, or invested in it. And
any large clumps of like Viz sitting on the side that you might have been working with?
there's there's a few pawns of Weiss from the which you guess come from the stores, again consistent with your analysis of Mentem.
Okay.
I don't think of this hand there's other magic that you can see.
Okay, so it doesn't look like there's any other threats coming out of that. Again, I'll pass on to the other two about the particular active magics and magical items that I can sense in there. So, okay, I'm happy at this point that this is not a threat. He's gone into Final Twilight, unfortunately, but it's still on Covenant grounds. So I say we leave this for the time being, and we prepare for whatever the Quisitor may be coming to discuss with us, and see if our red cap friend knows anything more. I don't know what you two think.
I'm already organizing the growth into greeting the Inquisitor.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, are you including the red cap in what your discussion so far, or did you send him off for hospitality somewhere?
I gave him a bribe for
Shamelessly
advance warning.
bribing.
Okay, it's not a bribe. It's gratitude.
Okay, yes.
It's my gratitude pouches.
Okay, I mean, what you've done so far discussed, was that in front of him?
I didn't think he was here, but I would have discussed it anyway if he was here, because we're looking at the disappearance of a mage on our Covenant's grounds, so it's not private. I don't consider it.
We're not being secretive around him. Bonus points.
So Darlis, do you have any idea what this Quisitor wants?
Not on the slightest.
No, I was hoping you may have heard some rumors.
Well, I mean, I could only surmise it's serious. Otherwise, she wouldn't have brought a hoplite with her. I mean, if none of you have any idea, perhaps was Stephen up to something? Perhaps.
Don't know.
Well, if they were going after him, it's going to be hard to get to him now.
Well, unless it's something which they could hold the whole Covenant liable for.
Let's hope not.
That would be a trouble.
My advice is you investigate. If you can at least lay the mat in front of the Quisitor, that makes you look less complicit in what's happened.
I mean, I have notes
Fair
for
advice.
all my research. I could just say, hey, I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, which absolutely proves that you hid the notes on what you were really doing.
Well,
Does
a lot of writing.
Do any of us recognize the Inquisitor? Does this Quisitor have a reputation of any sorts? Nice.
You can have a roll intelligence and order.
Premise law. Cool.
Yeah, I don't actually have any order law.
I've got Hermes lore 3. Does
Yeah,
that?
Oh, Hermes law. Okay.
Hermes law.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Intelligence.
And what is it?
Nice.
11.
So intelligence bonus plus Hermes lore bonus?
Plus a die.
Okay, I'm rolling. 14.
Okay. Both Quesitor Timor and Hoplite crewmate Spurios they both have reputations for intolerance. Oh, let's see. What else would you get off that? Yeah, they're both elder. They're not elder. Might be the wrong word. They're both mature magi. Crewmate Spiros is said to be a short, angry man, basically, who likes to blow stuff. He is a literal pyromaniac. He likes blowing stuff up, and he follows the Questals around because they give him legal permission to blow stuff up.
Is there a possibility, just in case the Quesitor starts going around and asking questions? God forbid, right? How many witnesses were there to the, other than our mage characters here, who witnessed the guy going Final Twilight?
There would have been a few of the Grogs, and the Red Cap was covering the gate at the time, so he also saw it.
Perfect. Would there be any household servants which could have witnessed any of us leaving our sanctums at the time of the explosion and heading over?
Yeah, quite possibly. Yes.
Okay. That's. I just want to make sure it's like, yeah, we weren't standing there and like preparing all this or something.
Other things you get was obviously quite a good roll. 14. Timor is known to have a quite aggressive, intimidating question style.
Okay.
Actually, with 14, you'll know she has a reputation for when she hears of a situation, she'll assume guilt and then try and find the evidence to find it.
Cool.
Back into prove it.
I will share that with the group and be like, yeah, so she's going to try and string us up by our balls.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
If she can find a shred of evidence to say we're guilty of whatever this is, she's going to push it.
Okay, so we have a choice then. Either we can go if that she is coming here because something Stephen has done. With Stephen now in Final Twilight, which I cannot lie to an Inquisitor about that. So because he has gone into Final Twilight, that is no longer his sanctum. It is no longer protected under the code. So she can just walk in there and start going through it. She can take what she wants. So do we want to go for it first ourselves?
Yes.
To one, safeguard any of theirs, any enchanted items that we think are valuable to the Covenant, and take them into our own sanctums.
That could be considered tampering with potential evidence, though. She may be able to tell if we've entered the place.
Oh no, she will.
She would accuse us of doing that anyway. So it is our duty to make sure our elder Sedalis' will is preserved, and what he would have wanted passed down to the Covenant is passed down to the Covenant.
Exactly.
Wouldn't he also want us not to be murdered by a Quisitor?
To be honest, if that
yes.
Well, I'm inclined to go in and make sure the property, anything valuable to the Covenant we preserve. And also it means that we can maybe examine his research notes to find out what he's doing, or a diary or journal, so we can understand perhaps why the Quisitor is coming here.
I'll tell you what. You two can go in there if you want. I'll maintain that little window and watch what you're doing. That way, if the Quisitor asks, what were you doing in there, there's at least one witness. And actually, I'll have one of the Grogs come watch, too. I'll get something to eat while we're doing it. Someone bring a chair!
All right. At this point, I'm going to shout for my trusty shield Grog. I want him to come in with, he's obviously not going to have any sort of leather jerkin on, but bring his shield with him.
Okay.
Because I want him to go in on point.
Okay.
We have shield Grogs.
We have some Grogs. So one of them will...
yes.
Yeah, you're going to have a shield Grog each that you travel with at least. That's kind of default. Because Magi suck in combat.
This is a big man with a big shield. His job is to stand in between you and whatever godly monster you're fighting.
Yes.
With a big shield.
Until you conjure a giant boulder to squish the monster. And that takes time.
Yeah.
But that's why you have to be the fastest fireball in the West.
Yes, you could certainly run up a shield grog. In fact, he could put on his mail if you give him a few minutes.
Yeah, sure. We're in no rush, so yeah, if he to protect him as best he can.
So Eric, originally from Viking descent, gets on his mail and gets his shield and his axe.
Thank you, Eric. I don't. I will. I'm going to keep Sense of Lingering Magica. There's no point actually because I'm going to drop that spell, Nathan, because I'm going to need to concentrate if I actually need to do anything on the fly, like fast cast defense.
Right. Okay. Well, you can recast as needed. Okay. So right. So you're going in then. Eric opens the front door. It opens fine. Now you're up close. You can see it's an antechamber. 4 chairs, table, cabinet. The cabinet contains some silverware, plates and cups.
Sorry, Nathan. Can I just check something with you?
Yeah.
These spells use old school range near. Is that actually voice range from 4th to 5th? What's range near mean?
Oh
no, don't worry. It's a perception spell. Don't worry. I know what it means by that. But yeah.
Okay.
That is still an important question.
Okay, so there's coming up with silverware, and there's 2 tapestries on the wall depicting scenes from the history of Rome.
Okay. Well, they didn't seem magical when last I looked in. So
no, this looks like this is somewhere where he would receive and entertain guests. Would be what we surmise.
Okay.
So going to the next room. Eric opens the door. Absolutely fine. Small room. There's a bed, a washstand, a chest. Eric looks at you for direction as to the chest.
Let's go on.
Can you see if the chest is magical? Check for traps.
Check for traps. Could I see the chest from the outside, Nathan, beforehand?
Yeah, God, there was no magic on it.
Okay. There was no magic on it. I'll go over. I'm not a coward. Is it locked? Unlocked?
It's not locked. In fact, there's not even really a proper lock on it.
Okay. Open it up. Just have a glance in.
Appears to be full of clothes.
Yeah.
You do think, there's actually quite a lot of high quality clothes here. This would imply he's got some income. Beyond that, you all get an allowance from the Covenant.
Yeah.
Like basic spending money. He's clearly got some other wealth or access to money.
Okay.
Because this is like fine noble dress and things. This is
He's certainly living beyond the stipend that we receive, but I don't know if do we know the Covenant finances generally, or is that something Stephen held? Like, could the older Magus just be receiving a greater stipend, or are we aware that our finances are such this is abnormal?
You all get the same allowance as far as you knew, but you weren't probably involved because, frankly, Mag, I don't look too closely at such mundane trivialities.
Yeah, exactly. Silver's not exactly important to us.
I'm sure Viridius does. He needs most resources.
Maybe.
So. I'm sure Solin is happy now that his allowance increases.
Okay, and there's the door into the main room of the building, the laboratory. Okay.
No obvious. Again, could I see that from the outside?
Somewhat. Obviously, it was a bit. Obviously, there were things like the cabinet, the tapestries, and stuff were in the way.
Okay, I will cast again then. Sense Lingering Magic to actually see if there's anything active on here.
Okay.
1d10, 8. Yeah, that's gonna be fine.
Okay, fine. You open the door, go in. Door's fine.
Yep.
The brazier you can see is itself enchanted.
Okay.
The fire in it is not, but there is something inside it which is much more strongly enchanted.
Okay. So
don't see any other magic. So just to summarize, you've got a range of tables with various bits of lab equipment on. You've got there's a lectern with some drafts of a new book on. Next to that, there's the middle of the room is the brazier with fire burning away, and also in one corner there's a great big smooth stone block.
Okay.
As I say, there's the range of there's lots of various tables and things with lab equipment on.
Based on what I see in his laboratory, can I judge what he could probably have been working out on or specialized on?
Sure. Yeah, based on look at the equipment. Actually, I'll have a roll of that. Yeah, magic theory.
Mhm. 24.
24? Okay,
Yeah.
right. Based on studying what you can see, yes, he's a Mentem specialist. Also has some obviously some strengthy corpus. He's done a series of he's set up to be enchanting items. He's probably done some of that, and in recent seasons, he's probably been doing some spell invention as well. And oh, and then what does strike you, because you're like turning around and surveying the room, hanging above the door that you came in is a crucifix, made in gold, 4 jewels. Now this strikes you as odd because I mean, most magi wouldn't have a crucifix in the actual sanctums. That's a bit odd.
Did we know him to be pious, particularly pious?
He certainly wasn't like, might say, like he's still in the like well disposed towards the church, but still in normal moderate range of magi, and not in any way particularly pious. And you can also it's odd because again this is clearly a work of art of opulence. This is a gold crucifix with jewels in.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's definitely strikes you as that's odd, not something you would normally find in a sanctum.
If he points it out, I will glance over to it to see if it's got any enchantments on it, or at least magical.
Not.
Okay. That's impressive.
Fabrico, would you mind coming in here with us? Your expertise is needed.
He's going to get up. If he sees you gesturing towards the window, he's just going to sigh, get up, leave the grog there, let the grog keep watching, and walk
I'm assuming
in.
you don't see us, but I'm calling out to you.
Yeah.
No, I
he
can
can
see
see
you. I'm looking
us.
through the
We
window.
can't see
Yeah.
him because it's singular
Oh,
direction.
so the window goes all the way to the laboratory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had glanced into the lab already.
Okay.
If I dimly hear you like yelling and see you yelling in the direction, I'm just gonna be like, fine, whatever.
Well,
What
waiting.
do you need?
Can you? We found this crucifix. You are probably the best crafter at the Covenant. Maybe you can tell something from how it's worked, or even work some terror magic on it.
He's gonna kind of wait. Terra magic? What?
Teram.
Teram. Okay. Well, I have Teram. I'm just not sure.
Basically,
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, okay, now that you're in the room, something that might actually leap out at you is in the corner. There's a huge stone block which is smooth. Obviously, as a stone worker, you'd have obviously noticed this. Let's go. That's a bit. What is it?
Is someone making something out of it?
And with your expert stonemasonry eye, you can say, hang on, there's no lid. That's a bit. Why has he got a huge stone block in here?
That's fair. Is there a way I can look in it?
You could. You can do an interlated taram on it.
Let's see. Okay.
Interlated taram, stamina +3 plus a dice, then half it.
Intelligo plus Teram plus stamina. That's 21 plus 3, 24, and then just dice. Okay. I just try it. Not a botch. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a it's a large, solid block of stone. It's completely smooth and completely unhinged, and it's hollow.
Can
Oh, great.
Okay.
Is there a way for me to detect other magic about it?
I'll give it to you that already. There's no magic on it.
In that case, he's just going to be like, huh. He's going to walk over towards it, and Muto is to change, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Once he's recovered his breath, he's just going to kind of like will the stone on top of it to kind of like pull away and open, basically.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Why don't you just use your window singular direction again? Draw a circle on the top and look into it.
Because that's also because I want to see what's in it, and I want to actually get what's in it.
So okay,
Why do extra magic?
you use your meter tam.
It could be an explosive, but I don't know that.
Taking a step back behind Eric.
And I've got my face right up next to him.
Okay.
It's like, how quickly can I kill my character? Anyways, okay. Same thing, except it's Muto Taram in this case.
You actually have a spell obliteration of the metallic barrier that would work here.
I do? No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
It's a metal or stone barrier. That's shattering it, though, explosively. I'm not trying to shatter explosively. That would probably destroy whatever's inside it.
Details.
Off you go. Right, go on then.
Okay, so Muto Taram, same deal as before. 23. Okay, yeah, probably just need to make sure I don't botch.
Yes.
No botch.
Okay. Right. Yeah. The top morphs open in response to your magic, and inside you see a big pile of papers and other parchments. At a glance, you'd surmise this is where he kept all his lab texts and notes.
It's gonna be like, huh?
That's useful.
Give me.
Okay. So you could. If you want to start, you can start glancing them randomly, and it would take a while to sort through. But okay. So does anyone want to do anything with anything else in the room?
Yeah, I want to go and actually go up to this cauldron and look at it. I know there's a fire burning in it, and there's something intensely magical within it. I don't know if I can see it with the fire still burning.
Okay, no. It's like a brazier on a tripod, essentially, and the fire burn. You can feel the fire. It's a hot fire, and no, you can't see what's below the fire.
Okay. Anybody particularly good at Perdo Ignem?
0 in both. You are the best Perdo Ignem specialist among us, as far as I am aware.
Well,
But you know, how powerful do you need to be to set off with fire?
To
Actually,
destroy just a basic fire and a brazier, it's not particularly difficult.
You know what special magic you need to do that? It's called bringing a pot of water.
Yeah, but I don't want to pour water over whatever's in there.
Was.
Okay, let's just jump to some Perdo Ignem and look at some levels of spell guides. I'm maybe about to severely exhaust myself.
While he is doing that, I'll skim through the papers a bit.
Okay. What, the papers from the stone block or the papers on the left then?
From the block.
Okay. Yeah, it's a Magus' lab note. So yes, he's been inventing spells, he's enchanted some items, lots of stuff about Mentem. There are some. He has had some discoveries he hasn't shared with the Covenant. Nothing seems particularly relevant right now, but
No. Nothing like a diary.
not here anyway.
Damn it! Give me my gossip. Anyone can write lab notes.
Nath.
Yes.
So level 4 is extinguish a fire, cooling the ashes to merely warm. That's level 4. Plus 2 for voice puts it to level 10.
Go on then.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So.
Or just touch the fire and.
No. Hash D10. 7
It's just
plus
a
8
bit of fire.
equals 15, goes to 15, 14, 16, halved goes to 8, so I miss it, so I lose fatigue level for being less than 10 and a fatigue level for spawn, so I'm half hour to recover.
Okay.
But I do kill the fire.
Okay. The fire goes out. Beneath it, you see for a moment a scroll case. The fire immediately relights.
And also the spell just doesn't work because that's only for formulaic magic that you can miss the level.
No, it isn't. Any magic you can miss level, can't you?
No, it's just for formulaic. For
Oh, okay.
spontaneous, you just fail.
I'm happy to say it like flickers out for a moment because you've sympathetically
You've tried.
you've got something off, but
Okay.
but you also surmise that yes, there is clearly there's some magic on the brazier which is reaffirming the fire.
Okay. I will.
But I can give you a pro tip. It is clearly a magical fire. You know what affects magical fires as opposed to normal fires?
Perdo
It's
Vim.
Vim. Yes.
Yeah. The problem is, if that fire is created by the brazier, I'm going to have to sit down because he's a bit exhausted. He's a bit tired. So he'll be perched. He'll perch somewhere.
Well, do you want to? Well, I say you could also look at read through the lectern, for example. Well, resting.
Soden, feel like checking out the sorry, not Soden, I keep calling you that. What's your name? Fabrico, feel like checking out the lectern while I'm going over these notes.
Check out the what?
The lectern.
Okay.
So public notes and private notes. So one of you's going to do the private stuff, one of you do the public stuff. Basically, it's on his lectern, and I'm just going to sit here and catch my breath.
Okay. Right. Okay. So the lectern. So this is obviously it looks like where he would stand or sit and write. In a serious way. These on it is drafts of what appears to be a theological tract. Concerning the allowability of natural magic and the risk of demonetization. He's referencing Aristotle, Augustine, Abelard, as other figures.
Man of many talents, I see.
It's clearly unfinished, but the general gist you're getting is he's writing a strong defense of the orthodoxy of the practice of natural magic.
Would that be
Is that a highly controversial topic?
Would that be something he would give to a churchman more so than to the order?
Possibly. It's clearly not finished yet, so it's so clear in itself at this stage. It's not a breach of the code. Quite what may have happened if it's been finished and to present it to people might be another matter.
It sounds basically like he's writing a thesis on why he's right and everyone else sucks.
No. So he's got nobleman's clothes. He has a very ornate cross. He's writing some works to try to bridge the gap between the Order of Hermes and the church, or the people at least, to try and convince them we're not crazy people. We're not heretical. We're not sinful. So
I can make a wild guess why the Quisitor is here.
Exactly. I think we're starting to form a picture, perhaps, of why the Quisitor has come in. So,
and the answer is interference with the mundanes. That's
yes. Why. Pissing off the church.
Okay.
And apart from his lectern, his lab notes, and what we've got in the stone, Nathan, is there any more sort of more informal writing, journal or something like that, or letters that he's been keeping?
That's a really good thought. You'd think someone like this would have some letters from even his family, at least, and no one else. But you haven't found any letters so far.
Can I cast a spontaneous herbum spell to?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, to try and detect any hidden paper.
Okay.
Okay, my die roll is 6, and oh great, my intelligo is 0. So that's 16, 19, so I can pull off level 4.
Sorry, what level?
19. 4.
19.
That's the 9.5 then.
Yeah.
So... Oh right, not 4, 10.
Yeah, I assume you spell fatigue unless you say otherwise, because you always do. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you do. You do detect some bits of herbam material. It's in a hollow inside the tables.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, did you say herbam animal?
Herbam.
Herbam.
That's,
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Minor correction. Then you detect hollow spaces inside the wooden tables.
Okay.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, books are actually animal in this at the moment.
Fair enough. Although I could,
Yeah.
In hindsight, I should have used animal prerequisite because it could have been both.
Well, use herbam. You find that you find the hollow spaces.
Yeah. What would be the level for the spell? What's Muta Herbam? It's like change plant or item, so it's level 3. Yeah. I cast similar as Muta Herbam spell, similar to what
Sure. Okay. Fine.
Fabrico was using, and I don't even need to.
Move to herbam. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
I don't even need to spend fatigue for that. It's like level 4.
So he divides by 5, so he doesn't roll
Yep.
and he doesn't spend fatigue.
Yeah. Okay then. Fine. Okay. Yes. Hidden inside. Just concealed drawers, the tables. There's a whole bunch of letters. It looks like it's going to take you a couple hours to sort through. So I will give you the link to the relevant material.
And then it will go into my Wizards Monthly periodical.
So I'll just need a moment to do the faff on that. So for simplicity, I'll put the links in the chat here, and you can obviously, if you've got the material, you can. If he shares it to you, you can read it. Okay, so you might want to take a few minutes to read all that and then explain to the others what you've uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Meanwhile, what's everyone else doing?
Well, hopefully I've got my breath back.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to. This is. I'm trying to think, because the problem is it's an enchanted item.
You actually do have a disenchant spell.
Yeah, I know, but that one, it's a ritual, so it requires Viz. So I don't really want to nuke Brazier, because that's, controlled fire is actually a relatively valuable asset to have in a lab. Because I certainly don't have one in my lab, and I'll have to happily take this one once we've So
it will be duly done over the loot.
Yeah.
Of our dead comrade.
So I'm more inclined to. I wonder. Yeah, I'm just trying to, because without disenchanting it, it's very difficult. If the flame is continuously created, I don't know if I can inhibit its creation even with a Perdo Vim on a temporary basis.
I would also suggest thinking about the other method, that if the mountain doesn't come to Magomed, then Magomed goes to the mountain. What I mean
tip it up?
Well, what I mean is you have Fabrico asking for help. Each brazier has 2 parts: the part that actually burns and the part that contains the burning.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Fabio, do you reckon you've got enough magic? I assume that Brazier's metal.
Yes. My name is now Fabio, and I approve.
I don't know. I can't remember what the name is. It's close enough. Do you reckon you've got enough control that you could Rigo Taram and upturn that brazier to make the scroll fall out of it, because the fire probably won't, because it's fire and it's magically created.
They're basically so they're basically suggesting reworking the stonework to allow the scroll to fall out without destroying the effect, right?
Oh yeah, you can muto the bottom so it falls out.
That would be probably easiest.
Yeah, the problem is metal makes it +2 higher, which at this level is probably going to make...
Yeah.
That's going to be the problem. Working metal is usually 2 magnitudes higher than stone. So it's more difficult.
Well, I've got Muto Taram 22 plus stamina of 1, 23, plus the aura thing 26.
26 plus a dice roll.
Yeah, so I think I can handle it.
Nath?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you could use your Rigo just to like levitate it or turn it over. That's probably easier than to actually change its shape. Also, I'm not sure. So doing channeling items have more resistance to that sort of thing?
No.
They actually don't.
No.
Not unless they're enchanted to be resistant to it.
Nope.
It's a good idea that summoning the scroll is actually the easiest method, and why didn't we think of that?
We can't see it, so you can't target it.
Well, I can target the bottom of the brazier, though.
Yeah. Yes.
It's probably easier to actually just use Rigo just to tip it over rather than...
But wouldn't that let the fire fall out also or something? I mean, if the fire is being generated...
Yeah, I can just Intelligo Animal as the detect the scroll and then Rigo it.
No, you can't. Detection's not good enough. You have to see it.
Okay.
You can't just be aware of it. You need to see it to cast it on it.
I mean, I could make the brazier invisible for him.
Yeah, you can.
No, better idea. You can make the fire invisible.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that.
No, but
I can.
Yeah, make it invisibility. It's going to be +1 because it's a change in image because it's fire, but that's pretty easy to do. I would have thought.
Yeah,
it's also Muta Ignam is level 1 guideline.
If fifth ed metaphysics, you're destroying the species of the fire.
Yep.
So just make it hard. Make the fire invisible-ish.
Weirdly
and then
enough,
tell the Kazator to stick her hand in there.
I believe that's actually invisibility is Perdo. Actually,
yes,
weirdly enough, for me, it would be easier to make transparent fire than to make an invisible fire.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you make it transparent for a diameter 2 minutes, you then don't have to concentrate while you do your levitation spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not needed for it, right?
Wow. Okay. Fabio. I mean, whatever.
I am now Fabio. I will take it. Just go with it.
Okay. Okay. While you would go through all this lector material, you might also want to actually take down the crucifix to look at, since that's why they called you here originally.
Yeah.
Sure. Do I just do a stoneworking look at it?
It's just hang on a hook, so you just lift up and put it down.
No. I mean, do I need to roll stoneworking to look at it?
Yeah.
To study it or whatever.
Go on then. Yes. Go on. You can praise the gems on it. Certainly.
Intelligence stoneworking.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's just 9, I guess. I have no idea if that's good.
Why are we doing this? The money to go roll for the other things.
13.
Okay. Yes, it's been made by a good craftsman. Yes, it's proper gold. Yes, they're 4 small but real precious gems, and engraved on it are the words. I'll put it in the chat. Gift of the Abbot of Saint Edmund.
With whom Stephen was in correspondence.
You've all heard of the Abbey of Saint Edmund. It's about 2 hours ride from here. Okay. Meanwhile, would our Marinita like to roll to make the fire transparent?
I did. It's fine. I didn't push.
Yeah, you can now see the scroll case. You can still feel the heat coming off it, but you can see the scroll case.
Where is is it? And my Rego animal is 14, so it's 17. Yeah, and divided by 2, so it's like 9.
Yeah, that's after you pull it out. Okay, you have a scroll case.
I haven't actually finished reading the letters because I was distracted by all the talking.
Okay.
Guys, can I just bounce out for 5-10 minutes? Just put something in the oven for dinner.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Should we just take 5-minute break, everyone?
Can do what? Are you happy to hand the scroll case off to someone else to read then?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Everyone can read them.
Okay. Right. Okay, Fabio, you're handing the scroll case.
No, I mean I'm reading them in character. I mean out of character. Should we take just a short break?
Yeah, can do.
Okay, be right back.
You back, John?
What?
Hold
on.
Okay, who's still here at the moment?
Me.
Okay, any questions? Is it making sense?
So how big were they on don't interfere with mortals in this time period?
All the emphasis is on not bring ruin upon your Sedalis. What's explicitly forbidden is being a court wizard, because the argument is if you start serving mundane, other lords might expect other wizards to serve them and get annoyed when they refuse.
And then worse, it gets like, well, why can't you fight each other?
And you're explicitly not allowed to swear an oath of fealty to a mundane. Again, partly for that reason, and partly it's because of the demeaning as well.
Really, the biggest reason is that the order wants everyone to themselves, and split loyalties are bad for business.
Yes, that too.
So, based on the notes I'm seeing in the from the lectern or whatever, what are we talking about for?
Well, currently that book's not gone anywhere, so it's fine as it stands. Obviously, writing a book in your own sanctum is fine. If someone had finished that book and then started like distributing it around the church, that's a difficult legal matter.
And what about the secret notes? Or have we not finished poring over those yet?
Secret notes? You mean the letters?
Yeah, sure. The things that were in the stone. Box.
Okay, that would be his lab notes. We haven't gone over them in detail.
No, I might want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you do have an excellent library in this covenant. So you're welcome to go and check the hermetic legal precedents and see if you can figure out what the law says on this.
No. I wasn't checking the law. I was saying I wanted to read the private lab notes, if possible.
But really, the important note about Hermetic Order is that it's not a lawful society, it's a society with laws, which mean you can get away with everything if you have big enough friends and if people don't care about what you're actually doing.
I actually have familiarity with the Order of Hermes, just not in Ars Magica.
Well, they are quite different from the one in Mage.
From that? No, they're not. They really are not. They haven't changed much in 600 years.
The one in Ars Magica is actually nicer than the one in Mage.
Depends on who the ST is. I mean, Nathan. You've seen how Evan runs the Order of Hermes.
Well, he's quite clear as he's a hermetic hater.
Yeah, that's my point, though. So I'm used to dealing with them in that light.
And ultimately,
I mean, obviously, technocracy are the good guys, so you know.
Well. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't really make sense to talk about organizations. Organizations are not good or bad. People are good or bad. And the Order of Hermes, Orthodoxy, or the Church has good people and bad people in it.
Yeah, tell that to Penta.
Except the Dene, they're all bad.
You sound like a Tremere. But yeah, looking at the correspondence, talking to the church is generally not a big problem. Well, I guess it could have been in 4th edition. But writing a book is probably a bigger one. And trying to distribute it via universities is also kind of dubious.
However, a crime of intent, if it appears to have been done solely by and not including the rest of the people in the, if it doesn't implicate us and he didn't actually go through with it, we have less to worry about. But I'm willing to bet there's more to it.
Yeah, but I also think we should hide his book.
Let's see. Hiding something from the Kazator. That's
Yeah, I think that's a bad idea.
I think that's a horrible idea. I will gladly turn you in.
Because, strange enough, remember, it's not illegal to cast magic on another magi. That's not illegal. So she could happily just be peeling questions out of our head.
That is crying, and that is extremely illegal.
Oh, actually, yeah, no point. Yeah, point.
Yeah, okay. Just
Yeah,
to cover that. Absolutely, using magic to peer into someone else's affairs is illegal, even if you're not intending to. However, the Crystal would ask you politely to consent to a lie detection spell.
And if you don't, you look bad.
Yeah, but also we are dealing with the Inquisitor who seems to have the tactic of torture first, ask questions later.
I'd also
assume guilt first.
Technically, it's not against the code of breaking another Magi's legs.
Nope.
Exactly.
You can hurt them all you want.
I didn't kill him.
It'd
I
be a
just
shame
broke
if
his
something
leg and put
happened
him in
to
my
your
dungeon.
Especially if you heal them afterwards, it's definitely fine.
And
It'd be
it's
very
not like
unfortunate if something happened to your sanctum. Fires happen. Things burn.
Anyway, okay, back so just to recap, so we have our Marinita going through all these letters, and I think it's just like he's getting the top of them. We have Fabricor, who's been studying the lectern and the crucifix, and is someone going to look at this scroll case from inside the brazier?
If we've got it out, I guess I'll look at that. Unless one of you two want to have a look, see.
You're the magic specialist.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was going to switch over to looking at the private notes any minute now.
But it's called, okay. You've got a scroll case. It's called the touch. This is what was highly magical. Are you going to open it?
I'm going to recast Sensiling with Magics again and actually have a good visual investigation of this first, because no way in hell am I gonna.
You confirm essentially it's just be warded against heat and flame.
Okay, so Rego Ignam spell. Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything on the outside first, like visually?
No, other than it's a high quality scroll case.
Yeah, it's not got any of his mark, his sigil or anything on there.
No, very definitely not.
Ah, okay. Can't see anything. I'm going to move away from my Sedalis just in case that's something I haven't seen, because if it blows up in my and then open it.
Okay. Okay. Inside you find. Let me get the hand out.
£1 million.
Okay, link is in the chat there.
Got it.
I think I found the actual hermetic crime that Stephen has committed based on his. The second hermetic crime that he has committed based on.
My character swears as soon as he opens it, starts reading the first piece of it.
What's in it?
A charter between Stephen and an abbey.
Yeah.
That Stephen and those at Libilis.
Who's Labilis?
Our covenant.
No, that point is fine. The main issue is that he promised the Abbey of St. Edmund a magic item. Actually, like the rest of the charter is basically fine. It's basically just a land deal, and the land deal is that Stephen doesn't get taxed by the Abbey, which it's normal behavior.
Is there an actual legal document I should be looking through? Because I do that for a living. My character, my character has the right stats to have done it for a living.
My character has Hermetic Law.
Yeah,
As do I.
I don't think that's relevant.
I don't have anything on the code, so yeah, I will swear because this looks bad to my character and say this looks like a charter between the Covenant and an abbey.
I would like to make a Hermetic Law check, but to me it looks like the only suspect item is promising to create a magic item for the abbot.
Okay. Right, you could surmise it. I mean, certainly supplying permanent magic items to mundanes is forbidden.
Yeah, and he's promising that in his letters.
There are some rules like about temporary items can be okay in some circumstances, but permanent items definitely no.
Like handing a healing potion to someone's okay.
Oh yeah, or something that I'll make your sword sharp for the rest of your lifetime. That's okay. But
yeah, you can make magic items expire. You get a bonus to craft them because they're going to be temporary. But there was a Grand Tribunal. Was it Grand Tribunal ruling?
Yeah. It was a ruling I think like 1097 or something. They ruled that no, do not give permanent items to mundanes. That's because they're worried that over the generations, mundanes would end up with too many magic items and it would change the balance of power.
Yeah.
But really, the main issue is that this is bad for business, and you cannot sell them any more magic items.
So so you're right that a permanent magic item to a mundane is definite breach of the code. The other stuff, legal grey area. I mean, lots of covenants have to make arrangements with a local tame noble lord, but you're right. The fact that it's an ongoing charter. And not just, and it's in writing. It's probably by strict interpretation. Someone could build a case based on that. It's unclear what the resolution would be. There's at least a case to answer. It would depend on the exact tribunal.
And that's a very recent charter as well. Looking at the date, 12/19.
Basically, John Aquil's opinion is that most of the charter is normal stuff every covenant does, but we will get straight by the balls for the magic item promise. And there is guilt by association because Stephen is bargaining for privileges for the rest of the covenants.
Yes.
Okay. Who went through all the lab notes from the stone block?
Fabrico. That would be
okay. Now that the charter, I believe, talks about a stone block. Okay. Well, now that that's been mentioned, you can remember glancing through when you went to lab notes, the lab text about something very similar.
All right, he promised 2 magic items. Motherfucker. Oh, it was. He already supplied 1 magic item.
Has he?
Probably.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay, so Fabricor, they found this charter which has mentioned a magical stone. Now that that's been mentioned, you remember when you were going through his lab notes, you found a lab text about the creation of an enchanted stone. Link in the chat.
So not only did he promise to do it, but
he's done it.
He actually was. Yeah, exactly. Wait, has done it or was planning on doing it?
No, so if you create an enchanted item, you keep lab notes about the process. You found the notes, so literally the lab notes of him doing it.
Yeah, so you can now recreate this.
Okay.
If you can interpret his notes successfully, but yeah, he means he's done it basically.
Now, just to clarify, as a new player thing, so in game terms, we talk about spell levels. Mm-hmm. In character terms, we talk about magnitude, which is the level divided by 5.
Yeah.
So that's where it says a spell of such and such a magnitude. That's what it means.
Yeah.
So if you've got like a total bonus of like 25 regularly, then you could theoretically do things up to 5th magnitude.
Yes.
Plus of the
Okay.
bonuses, yeah. But it means, so where the lab note says of such and such a magnitude, that's what it means.
What level magnitude is listed?
It's on the chat.
As a link.
And an important distinction is that being able to cast a high magnitude spell is different from being able to invent a high magnitude spell. The latter is really time consuming and hard. The former is not that hard if you're a specialist.
Anyway, just to explain what magnitude means, but yeah, okay. So.
But like for reference, the legal basically to get the status of Archmage, you're generally expected to have invented a spell of 7th magnitude.
Okay, let's stay on topic. Right. Okay.
Yeah. But no, I'm just trying to give a reference of what a high magnitude is.
I got it.
What it means.
Jesus. 10th magnitude.
Lovely.
Yeah. It is also the magnitude at which every spell must be ritual.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's over 10th magnitude, so yeah, no.
Now, if we could get to the stone, we could just remove it.
Yeah, and
Don't
then brainwash everyone with
suggest-
The stone is theoretically accessible and is not like entirely encased in wall.
No, it looks like this is designed so it can be pulled out again, according to these lab techs. So,
which would be the ideal way to get rid of it. Okay, how long do we have till the Kazator arrives?
Tomorrow evening.
How far away is this abbey?
2 hours ride.
Just
do we have a regular corp specialist?
no.
Do we have a what specialist?
Rego Corpus.
Someone who can teleport us.
No.
I was going to say ride our butts off there, stage a distraction, see if we can scry where the fuck this stone has been planted, because I'm pretty sure they're already using it, and then pry it out and take it back to the cave store and be like, yeah, hey, we just found out about this. He was an idiot. Here you go.
That's actually a really, really potent magic item.
Yeah.
I think it would probably go very well with the Kazator if we gave her that really awesome magical item. We can keep the notes on it.
Yes.
We can keep the notes on it.
Yeah. We would also have to meet the abbot so I can enhance his memory of the events. Because it would be best if the abbot doesn't get absolutely mad at the evil wizards having stolen his stone.
Yeah, the problem is, even if we give this to the Quisitor, she's going to then say the land that our covenant is on is no longer under agreement, so we may incite the church when they find out we've stolen their magic doodah and they come and kick us out.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to need to meet the abbot. I have spells for that.
You have a plan, do you?
I mean, I have a memory altering spell.
You have Muto Mentum?
Yes.
Good.
If we take a stone out the wall, we're gonna have to replace it with a stone. So we're gonna have to get a stone cut that matches what's in these lab text.
If only we had a stone worker.
No, not make it temporary. You want to leave it in there, so you take the real one and you put a fake one in there.
If only we had a stone worker.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to. Yeah, you're going to have to do an overnight stone cut.
I'm going to have to see what it looks like first.
I mean, you have a lab text for it.
Yeah, hopefully the lab text describes the dimensions for it. It should do.
It does.
The magic items provide you bonuses when you enchant them. And you have to, when you're using lab notes, you have to enchant the same thing, the exact same physical object to redo it. So that lab text will include the exact physical and what type of stone it is, how big it is, what type of cut it is from a stonemason's point of view, because you'd have to do that again if you wanted to make it again. Does that make sense? So hopefully,
but also, I think we don't need an identical stone if we, alter some memories.
Well, the question is, do we have to alter everyone's memories in that case? Because if they made a big deal out of planting that stone, then
Only leaders matter. Like, if a peasant complains, who cares?
We'll see. Anyway, so are we going to go there first to check it out and talk to the abbey, or talk to the abbot?
I think this would be best as a parallel operation.
Okay, I'll
by the
stay
way,
here and make my shit.
the only other idea I would float is that we actually are honest about this with the abbot. We apologize for Stephen's breach of our own laws, because we operate under our own laws as well, as a church operates under its own laws, which are separate from common laws of England, and say we cannot grant you a permanent thing, but we can offer you something for 10 years, and at the end of that 10 years, you or your successor and our successors can renegotiate then. That would then be legal. But then again, I don't think we can remake that shit.
No, we can't make even a temporary version of that shit. But even if we could, I mean, we could offer him something far weaker, like something that just makes the walls tough, or, you know, yada yada. We could do that, maybe. I have no idea how that would work, but either way, we're not going to be able to offer him something anywhere near as appealing.
No, true. Yeah. Yeah, okay. We probably can't do this on the up and up.
No.
Unless someone who really is silver-tongued.
I am not playing that this time, sadly.
Just to clarify, I'm assuming you're share of the paperwork, so you can all have read all the handouts if you want to.
Sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
sure.
Yeah, fine. So the links in the bar, so you can all see them. And someone was also asking exactly legal questions about things. Do you want to do a? Yeah, go on. Have a intelligence and hermetic law LAW roll.
Yeah.
Roll.
Whatever the skill for the code comes under in this edition.
I got an idea, actually.
Was that a stress check or simple check?
Best check.
Okay, then I rolled a 0.
Okay, just one box dice.
I got an idea, by the way.
Go on.
It's not a butch.
What we could do, rather than what we could ultimately do is we can modify like you said, modify the guy's memory, the abbot, and basically be like, hey, you know, make him think he was promised something way less, if that's feasible. If so, we replace the stone with, or no, better yet, we change his memory so they think the stone only had to be there for a certain period of time for the magic to take effect. So now we can take it out again.
Yeah, that's okay. The only problem with Muto Mentem magic, changing people's memories, is it's temporary.
Not on this edition.
Yes,
really?
it is, because it's Muto. All Muto is temporary.
Yeah, that's in 5th edition.
Yes, and that's what we're playing.
Sure, then the spell I have does nothing because it's instantaneous.
Oh God. Yeah, Muto is always temporary because it's an unnatural change.
ST ruling.
Yeah, Muto is temporary. What are you actually trying to do?
I have a spell which changes memory with instantaneous duration.
Look up the comparable spell in 5th edition and use that.
Okay, then I guess I'm one spell down because that would be impossible for me to cast.
Why?
Because it would be at least +2 magnitudes, and really to make it reasonable, it would have to be more. Like it's already a magnitude 25. It's already level 25 spell.
Destroy memories is Perdo Mentem, I think.
Just destroying them is Perdo Mentem. Yeah, you can make people forget that you just have them. You know, because that's natural. People forget things.
Yeah. Remove a short memory is level 10.
Yeah, but this isn't a short memory. Yeah.
Long-term memory, major or long memory is 15.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that plan doesn't work. So because I don't have one spell.
Uto.
You said 15?
Here we
Isn't
are.
that easy to hit?
No.
Hold on. Make major changes to a person's memory for a period of their life. Level 4.
That's doable, isn't it? What level we got?
Let me just.
What? Yeah, of a period of their life, but that is not the duration of the spell. That's the duration of their life's memories you can change, but then however long the spell lasts, it then reverts.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So unfortunately, Muto memory changing is very temporary in 5th edition.
But you could do that as a Perdo memory, and that's not temporary.
No, you could definitely remove an important detail from a person's memory or diminish.
Yeah.
You know, you can do that, but we don't have anybody with those specialist casting.
The difference would be if you think what you did to the stone block, that will shift back to its natural shape after I think sundown. Whereas if you Perdoed it, it would just be destroyed.
Yeah.
The
problem is we don't have a specialist Perdo Mentem. I've got Perdo and Mentem, but I don't have any spells for it. And then Spontin in a potentially divine aura is going to amount to nothing.
Okay, so looking at the spells, what is Recollection of Memories Never Quite Lived in 4th edition is level 25 spell, and in 5th edition it's a level 4 spell. So if we assume that the one I have is like a moon, which is maximum duration, then I guess it will work.
Remember that only, yeah. Changes the target's memory of a detail into a similar though different memory. The target is no more sure of the manufactured member, and that lasts for the duration sun. So you can push it to moon without being a ritual.
Yeah, so let's just assume that it's a level 5 spell with duration moon instead.
But either way, a temporary alteration of the abbot's memories, all that would do is give us time to move all our shit out.
Yeah, but that would be a month worth of memories.
Well, it will last for a month. So yeah.
If I just explain some stuff about durations, so diameter means the time it takes the sun to move through the sky, a distance equal to its own diameter, which is about 2 minutes. Sun means until sunrise or sunset. Moon means for the rest of this lunar cycle and the whole of the next one.
Yeah.
It's basically a month.
Yeah.
Or a month and a bit. Yes.
Okay.
And then you get year, but year has to be a ritual cast, and Viz is our sort of resource as Magi. It's Tass from Mage. I don't know if that's Mage. The Ascension uses the name of Tass still for it.
Yes.
So it's very valuable to us, and that it would probably cost 2-3 Viz if it's 10 or 15. 5. It'll cost 1 Viz for a year, and then 2 for a year. Then we'd have to recast every year to keep these fake memories in place until we've done something different.
Yeah, but also it's reasonable to assume that if we make changes that he forgets after a month. That's
okay. Basically, we have to go away from the discussion of mechanics for a minute. Yeah. We basically have from a more flavor perspective here. Our characters are looking at the options of, do we want to, because we can't abide by the original agreement. That's obvious. We cannot do that. The K-Store would have our hides. We would be in deep shit.
Yeah.
So we have to negate the agreement. Now, we cannot, it seems, permanently change the guy's memory. At best, we could do it temporary at the scale of like a month, you were saying. Even that's not guaranteed, but there's a chance of it. If we did that, that would only buy us the time to basically dismantle our sanctums and get the out of Dodge and try going somewhere else, which is not a good idea, but that's unfortunate.
No, we have a month to do whatever we want to do, which includes making new changes. We have a month worth of time to work.
Yes, but we don't want to just say, okay, we've got a month and we'll just assume that it's going to work out again and we can extend it. This isn't like an auto-renewing lease. We don't have the ability to assume that we're going to be successful the first time with the memory alteration, let alone second, third, fourth, and so on and so on. So we have to determine what are we going to do. We can't just say we're going to change the memories indefinitely. That's not going to work.
That's not what I'm proposing.
Okay, I'm just going to shut up now.
I'm saying that if we change his memories now, we have a month to do whatever we want, like come up with a new plan, instead of being limited to a day.
Okay, so basically buy us time to do something.
Yeah.
Is what you're suggesting.
But we don't have that long because the Kazator is going to be here in a day. That's not based on his memories.
Yeah, that's why I said we only have a day right now.
And changing the Abbot's memories will not buy us additional time because the K-Store will be here tomorrow night.
These are two separate problems.
No, they're actually very related, because if we don't have this solved by the time the Kazator arrives, we may not get the option to solve it in the way that we want.
Okay, what are you proposing?
Yeah.
My proposal is going to be quite simple. Since we can't rely on changing memories, replace the good stone with a fake stone and just leave it at that. The abbot may not actually have to rely on any of those effects for a long while.
Yeah, to be honest, abbeys don't get attacked that often to that degree. You know, it's an odd request, to be honest. From an why an abbey needs such serious defenses, I don't know.
They might have a reliquary in there or something. We don't know.
Okay, some of you Canada's will know that you're in England. There has been a history in England of Vikings turning up and burning down abbeys.
Okay.
It's not.
We're in East Anglia, aren't we?
It's not happened in like recent times, but there is obviously in history. Obviously, is a thing that happens.
So also, Stephen is specifically afraid of his prior attacking his abbey and seizing his land.
I'm just suggesting we make a dud, replace it.
Okay.
Go for it.
And just be like, we fixed it.
Sorry, can I just clarify, which you may not be aware? When it says prior, the prior would be the abbot's number 2.
Okay.
So, yeah.
In all fairness, we could just replace it with a dud, and then if for whatever reason the abbot comes to say it didn't work, we just say, well, whoopsie, Stephen no longer lives here, and then we deal with it then.
Exactly. Be like, well, maybe he cheated you. We're not going to say he did. We're not going to lie. We're going to say maybe he cheated you. But, you can trust us. And if you don't, would you like your abbey to be crumbled around you? I have Turam.
Oh, God.
I'm not suggesting a holy war.
The other thing I'll clarify is an abbot is actually a very high social rank in Middle Age society. An abbot can go and hobnob with the king himself.
Yeah.
It is run up. Yeah. As far as monk ranks go, it's about as high as it gets, really.
Oh yeah, and also he will have some magic resistance because abbots are high enough, I think, that they actually get some divine resistance.
Hopefully he doesn't have enough to actually realize the stone just lost its magic.
No. I mean, if we wanted to cast magic on him.
Abbots do not. It starts at Archbishop.
Okay, right. Okay.
Actually, could I with Vim replicate a magical aura with
I'm pretty sure you have like a false shell or something.
I've got that as a formulaic.
Yeah.
It's doable, but he might not even be able to tell it's magical anyway.
No, but there is the possibility someone else might at some point, and we don't want to run into the. I would just say, if we're going to make a dud, make a good one.
Wait, here's second suggestion. We don't need to make a dud. We just need to disenchant the existing stone.
Disenchant a 10th level.
Yeah, I cannot do that.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, can I just point out the disenchant spell is a ritual cast, and the monks might notice.
We're all just sitting there chanting. What are you doing? Nothing. We're just praying at your rock, dude. It's okay. We're just reinvigorating the spell. Don't worry about it.
Sure, do whatever.
But so do we want to just basically make the dud? I can follow the notes and make a replica and give it a fake magic aura that'll last a little while, I bet.
I think that's good. Okay, I'm more inclined to make a dud and not worry about fucking around with his memories, but that's still then we still have to get in and switch out the dud without being seen.
Well, that's
part 2.
That's going to require us to find out once we have the dud, we're going to need to go there and find out where is the original located and then worry about, because if we're lucky, it's like,
to be honest, that high level enchantment, it should radiate magic and I should be able to sense it.
Also, Fabrico has a stone detecting spell that can just guide him to the.
Oh, okay, then that's easy.
Yes. If I know what it's made out of, I can specifically find it, which I do. So.
Okay. But then, so probably making the dud should be doable. Finding the real one should be doable. But then swapping them out without being seen. Oh, and looking through the lab notes, how big is that stone? From the lab notes, quick. What are we talking about? We're talking about briefcase size, bigger, smaller,
Size of 3 horses.
Yeah.
Does it say there?
I don't know your British magic units.
It does. It says a
5 feet long, whatever. That
Okay, so that's almost 2 meters.
Oh, that's a good size stone.
Meter and a half.
Uh,
Yeah,
2
5 feet.
2 feet square at the ends, the 5 feet long.
Jesus, yeah. So that's almost like a meter and a half by 0.75 of a meter. So that's a chunky stone. That we're not carrying that one by ourselves.
No, we need a cart for that.
You have Unseen Porter.
I do. That is true. But I mean, a cart may be slightly less conspicuous at first.
Levitating, huge slab. Well, you know.
What are you doing? Oh, just replacing it. You know, it's just your monthly stone filter replacement. It's okay.
I can make it invisible.
That is true. Because I don't think I can. I don't think I can do that. I've got all 5 techniques. I'm not that great at them. I don't think. Anyways,
Making anything invisible is always a magnem, regardless of what it actually is, because you're destroying what they're called species in this system. That it was a medieval paragon of how you sense stuff. They're called species. It all comes under a magnum. It's weird.
and I don't have any of that.
So yeah, conceptually, everything emits species. As
Sorry.
Yeah. It's spelt species, but it's pronounced species, and like your eyes perceive them, but that lets you see. That's how vision works. So a magnum, you're destroying the species to make things invisible.
Yeah. Also,
like
it's for touch. It's for hearing. It's
and all the senses work that way. Yes. That's why when you drink Holy Communion wine, it's still giving off the species that makes it taste like wine, even though it's really the blood of Christ.
Oy. Medieval paragons. Yeah, physics, by the way, doesn't work the same in this setting either, but don't worry about it because it makes your head hurt.
All right, so we are going to need a dud though, so I should probably start making one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
All right, that's going to be a long Creo Turam roll, I bet.
No. Creo's
Don't do it by
temporary.
hand.
No. Creo. If you make it with Creo magic, it will be temporary.
Really?
Yes, Creo is.
I thought creation destruction.
Creation is only permanent if you spend Viz or Taz. Anything else is temporary. So healing wounds with magic actually requires Taz to make it permanent healing.
Well, if I've got the materials to fashion one and and if it looks feasible to do with my skill set in the right amount of time, then I'll do it physically. Otherwise, I'd have to burn some Vs.
Yeah. Nath?
Yeah, no, I'm happy to say, given your cat's interest, you've got access to stones here, so you can probably find something and use your skills plus, and get assistance to help you. And I'm just thinking how you can use magic to help you. Yeah,
you can use Rego to duplicate a craft.
Actually, you get a bigger stone and you perdo it down essentially.
Yeah, or Rego to cut
possible.
it. Yeah,
if it's a single stone construction, then yeah. If it's made out of one thing, it's not like a complicated artwork thing. Then yeah.
Do you have you found the description of what it looks like?
Yes, it's in the lab notes.
No, I haven't.
It's in the lab text.
Gotcha. The Stone of Guardian was built into it.
The whole
white marble veined with red. Oh, that's a little harder.
Yes. Yeah, you may not have any of those lying around.
I may need Creo for this. How do we have Vis again?
You've got some in the store, in the covenant stores, so it's a spendable currency.
You cannot cast spontaneous rituals.
Good point. Yeah, rituals have to be formulaic, at least level 20, don't they?
They have to be formulaic. Yeah.
But I kind of already have the ritual for the creation of the stone. Just not. Would it be safe to say the creation of the stone? Did he fashion this by hand, or did he use magic to create the stone itself before the enchantment phase?
That would be a separate part of the lab text. That's not part of the enchantment. The lab text is on the enchantment, not on where the stones come from.
Crap.
Does he have any notes talking about that?
No.
Right. Well,
you
I
don't
mean,
have
I could.
to spend a season learning it anyway. So, on the upside, you have like minus keen eye, and you can just try to see if there are any nearby.
Define nearby. Because most
in the
of
spell's range.
well, okay, because I don't have ranges on any of my things here like that, so
What
they're
is
like near and reach and stuff like that.
Okay, so the range is so. Let's see. I mean, there's short range is touch, which is very obvious. Then there's reach, which is basically if you could reach over and touch it without moving your legs, but you don't have to touch it. Then there's near, which I think is like, is it 5 or 15? 5 paces?
It doesn't exist in 5th Ed, that one. So you got voice range.
Yeah.
So how your voice will carry.
Yes.
And it is dynamic on if you're whispering or if you're shouting.
Yeah. And then far is like a
sight. It's sight, far. And then and then arcane connection. But yeah.
I did kind of have an idea, by the way, but no, it's not going to work. Never mind. Shit. And we don't know that. We'll worry about that later. Okay, so we can't easily replicate this shit. And Creo... Why does the Creo part have to be ritual? I'm a little confused.
Because otherwise it'll expire and the stone will disappear.
Okay, so you can conjure things that will last for a lunar cycle without making a ritual. But that so you can temporary healing. But if you don't spend the weeks of the quintessence, the weeks on the ritual, it disappears after a month.
Yeah, vanishes into thin air again.
But without a ritual, how long can I make a stone last?
A month.
A moon, which is the rest of this lunar cycle and the whole of the next one.
Okay, we could do that. I could make a duplicate that will last that long.
Yeah, to be honest,
that does give us time.
That's quite easier because we don't have to make it till we're there. Because if that's going to be if that's a relatively easy Creo Terran, which I imagine it will be, and you can probably do it on the spot.
And if I see it, and if I have it right in front of me, it'll be even easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we don't even... I've got an idea. Well, we'll see. Yeah. Okay. So in that case, I guess we would just go out there and take a look and see where it's located there.
Yeah, because you've got... Okay, so we can unseen arm the real one back with a invisibility spell. Yeah? You two can cover those bits, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can detect it. Is good. So we just need... What's your invisibility spells like for actually casting on us so we can move unseen, or at least on yourself to move unseen, to actually get in place?
I do not have any Imaginum.
No.
Sorry, what?
What invisibility spells do you have?
None.
Okay, so it's gonna be
I have Perda 0 and Imaginum 10.
Okay, so you can probably do some low-level invisibility, just covering sight, but we might have to, yeah.
But I can also convince people that I'm supposed to be there.
Okay.
And also we can come at night when no one is there.
We can also go there. We can also go there through the earth itself.
Okay.
Yay!
Just to remind you, remember that monks have to sing the psalms at various hours all through the day and night.
Yeah, they will be up. The abbey never truly sleeps in there.
Monks live a life of sleep deprivation, much like a cult does.
Depending on where, here's the thing. Depending on where they've located this stone, we might be able to go there from, like, if it's close to the base and it's not like proudly proclaimed on a giant wall or something.
I doubt the abbot would want a magic.
It to be well known. Yeah. In that case, we can hope that it's located somewhere like at the base of a wall or something. We could get there pretty easily. Like, we could do it in the space. Okay, I know a quick and dirty way to get it out of the wall, which
Set
is
the abbey on fire.
No. I have the rote ability to make a pit that's large enough to cover this, basically cause it to pop out of the wall, fall into the pit, and then my other rote literally just fills it with dirt and then I can even grow the grass again easily.
Oh god.
So it's just like, okay, that's that. The stone is gone. Now give me basically. It would take me a matter of like 5 to 10 minutes to get this done in all total, assuming I don't want to just lower my fatigue to the point where you guys carry me back.
Yeah, no.
Which I mean would let us do it quicker. To be fair.
Yeah. Okay, so are we going to go with this plan then, guys?
I mean, it seems like the only viable option at the moment, short of waiting for the Kazator and being like, "Oh, we thought we'd just ask you what to do." At which point they go, "You suck." And they're going to tell everyone that we suck.
What does Armarinita think of it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Nave, how are we gonna? You say it's a 2-hour ride. One, do we have horses, and do our horses allow us to ride them or not?
Yes, the Covenant has a few horses. I mean, they're riding horses. They're not war horses.
Yeah.
And no, you have the gift. Animals don't like you.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Thank God for spontaneous Rego animal.
Okay, for the rest of you players, Magi by default have the gift that allows you to learn magic. However, it means that everyone knows your animals and people know you are creepy and wrong and unnatural. Or, as we said the other day, nerds.
Yeah, basically, we have a -3 penalty on all social interactions.
You filthy weeaboo.
Everyone knows.
On top of the penalty, if you have the gift, everyone just assumes that you shit on the tables. If you have blatant gift, everyone assumes you're also a rapist.
Yeah, everyone knows you're inherently. Yeah, they know unconsciously know you're just wrong. Yes, some people have the blatant gift, which is twice as bad. Some people have the gentle gift, which means they don't have that penalty. Your cat's just a normal gift.
Let's head over there then, and if we can convince the horses to carry us.
That would actually be affecting you, each other, but because of your magic resistance that you've got up, it blocks it. And your servant, who you've lived with for years, they get used to you personally, so they're okay with you personally.
Couldn't we take a cart out there and have a grog lead the horses on the cart?
In any case, I have Rego animal. I can calm down the horses.
If need be, yes. I'm just saying, this would mean we don't have to use magic for this.
Yes, you can certainly take a cart. That's absolutely fine. You can certainly have a grog to steer that he is able to steer a cart. I'm happy to say that your horses would accept Magi being in their cart.
Okay. Well, it might be easier because then at least we can put the stone in the cart once we've nicked it out, and we can just come back normally instead of you guys having to concentrate on spells the entire walk back. Which, if it's 2 hours ride, it's going to be a long walk concentrating on spells.
Which spells?
Well, the invisibility and the telekinesis for the stone.
Okay.
Which one's telekinesis, technically, by the way?
Your unseen Rego control.
I do have that. It's just not amazing.
Yeah. Well, you've got unseen arm, which guess what? An unseen arm. I don't know if I don't know.
The unseen porter.
Unseen porter.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What? But yeah,
it's basically exactly the D&D spell by the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I've got Rego 7, so we're good either way.
Yeah. But yeah, so you probably didn't want to have that spell running all the way back, either concentrating on it or having to cast higher level to make it last for the rest of the night. So having a cart. Yeah.
So we're gonna show up at night. We're just gonna do this Ocean's 11 style. Show up at night, switch everything out, hope the guards don't notice, and run like hell.
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
And
let's
then
see
I
how
will
this
be
works.
Avatar along.
Yeah. You definitely. Our Marinita may have to stand on standby to
amaze the abbot with his amazingness.
Yeah, just in case.
Hey, abbot, look over there. Oh.
Master of the wind.
Exactly.
Do you want to discuss anything with the red cap before you go?
I mean, we could tell them everything. No.
No.
I mean, if you want to, that's fine. I mean, he'll happily, the Grogs can go and give him hospitality and keep out of the way. If that's what you wanted, that's absolutely fine.
The issue is that we don't really know how trustworthy he is. So helping, as much as he might help us cover up the crime, he might also rat us out. So
I will say I don't trust him at all because it's far too convenient that he turned up just as this Inquisitor was coming.
I will also say that if he didn't, there's two arguments for that. He could be here to incite us to try to cover up the evidence. But bear in mind, we're not trying to ultimately cover up the evidence. At least I'm not. My intent is once we've fixed the problem, we lay it down in front of the Kazator and say, this is what we found out. We fixed it. Here's everything.
Yeah.
I'm not planning on lying to the Kazator about this.
Now, see, the paranoid in me says there's no Quasitor on the road coming. That is actually a Quasitor.
That's also possible, to be fair.
Just by happenstance, but that's me being paranoid. Though it is, if they're using magical disguises, that does count as scrying. But if they're mundane disguises, it's not scrying.
And he did, and it's not against the law to lie to your fellow hermetics.
Nope.
So
nope. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I'm going. I certainly wouldn't be inclined to tell the Red Cap anything. Just like we're
okay, the Grogs will keep him in good hospitality out the way. Then
yeah. One last thing before we go, I will make sure that any viz in Stephen's lab we will take and put it in
the Covenant. It's fine.
Yeah, just in the Covenant stores because that's in Covenant viz. The Inquisitor can't go in and just yeah.
My viz now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you're getting yourselves. You're getting a Grog. Well, let's use Eric again.
Yeah.
And to drive a cart, so the cart's got it's one horse should do it, I would think. But it's more of a bit of an old. I'm saying old nag, but a draft horse essentially.
Will it be able to carry all of us on the stone?
Probably not.
We might need 2 horses for that.
Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, you can get 2. Good point. You can have 2 horses. Obviously, that's a more sizable, formidable cart.
It is. It's a little more noticeable, but depending. My plan is we're approaching from the road initially because there's no way that cart's going cross country. We're going to have to approach initially, and once we get close enough, I can do a perimeter sweep, like walking around the abbey. If we're doing it at night, we're not going to approach like all the way. We're going to stop a certain distance away and walk on foot. And then, if need be, we can carry the stone magically back to the cart.
Okay. And just to check, have you all read the letters with the abbey?
I may have missed it.
Maybe I'm reading the letters with somebody from Parish University. I'm just reading those at the moment.
Yeah.
I've got the charter and the lab text. What'd I miss?
There are 3 letters above that.
It's the last link I've put in the chat.
Okay, let me read it. Okay, I am sure that I can be of this. Oh, this is just extracts for our benefits as players. Okay,
yeah,
relevant portions.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I am sure that I can be of assistance to your reference.
Okay, so was there multiple letters or just one set of letters?
I think it's one handout, but it's multiple letters back and forth.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yada yada. Totally not devil worshippers. Prior John is prone to intolerance. Okay, so if we encounter Prior John, knock him out and run. Don't let him identify us.
Although I recommend Fabric. What's your name?
I'm now Fabio. It's okay.
I recommend Fabrico takes his stoneworking tools with him because the stone is supposed to be warded from magic.
Oh,
So-
good point. Oh, God.
Well,
yeah.
magical attacks, yes. This would not be an attack. It is designed to be able to be removed.
I don't think the stone is smart enough to recognize what is an attack and what isn't.
I mean, is it damaging or not? That's what I would define as an attack. Are you trying to blow up the stone, or are you just trying to move it?
In any case, what I'm saying is pick up some mundane tools to get it out of the hole if necessary.
I'll bring a chisel and shit.
Yeah.
And a crowbar. All that kind of fun stuff.
Sorry, that's my timer for my food. I'm just going to duck out 5 minutes to grab it and I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay. Still got about 2 hours left until the
Yeah.
other thing. Yep.
Um,
Let's see. I'm reading the last letter. Hold on. Shiver my flock. Cannot risk such an event. Fear that your magic smacks too much of diabolism to be acceptable trade for rights. So Prior John, he is not the abbot. Alone of authority. It's very important to note that it does seem to specify this stone was made in such a way as to be discreet.
Yeah, but we do have actually, if the stone blends in with other similar stones, then we will notice it as a hole in your magic perception.
Okay. Right. To answer your earlier question about whether LAW law stands on this, there's something for you to read while I wait for John to get back. That will be stuff you could look up in your Covenant library about what does the law say about what he's been up to.
So, yeah, like I was saying, the only bad thing is the stone. The books are fine.
Okay, I'm just waiting for John to get back.
The really suspicious thing is, how did Steven get caught? Like, who ratted him out? How did the Quasitor find out?
That's me back.
Okay. Welcome back, and we're off. So the three of you, with in your 2-horse cart driven by Eric, are setting off. So let's say it's. So what time do you want to arrive there?
As soon as possible at night, I'd say.
So at sundown. Okay, if that's fine with everyone.
No, can we do it after sundown? We want to recast our Palmer away from the church.
Good call. Well made. Okay, so you start to arrive there shortly after sundown. You're like, so you're gonna stop like when you're part way into. Okay, so sun goes down. You will take 5 minutes. You recast your Palmer. to renew your magic resistance. While Eric feeds the horses, and then you press on. Okay. So you've left the Covenant behind, and with its magic aura, you've travelled through the good English countryside, past the various fields and farmers. There is a small town, as you'd expect, around the abbey. It's not like in isolation. You're welcome to go to town if you want to, but I'm getting the impression from what you said you're not particularly going to try and interact with it. Okay, as you start to draw near the precincts of the abbey, you'll start to feel what some people experience this as the most calming, pleasant, refreshing atmosphere of serenity as you draw near a house of the one god. To less pious people, or perhaps more pagan people, they experience the more disapproving presence of a disappointed father gazing down at you.
As if anyone around here would be a pagan. Good Christians all around.
Okay, and indeed, this is a Benedictine abbey, so there are black-clad monks going about their business. Obviously, it's the end of the day, so they've stopped most of their toils, but they're still up seeing the hours at different times of day. So what do you plan to do exactly?
Okay, guys, you're in charge of the heist. I'm just supporting when needed.
To be honest, this is Fabio's gig. He's got all the magic. None of my magic is relevant for this, so he's going to find the stone first. I think, Fabio, that we need to kind of work out where the stone is and not draw undue attention to ourselves. Do we have Fabio? Uh-oh.
Olin, you with us? Solin.
Well, pause for a moment.
While you're doing that, I'm just checking the Benedictine liturgy.
There is actually Benedictine schedule in the church.
Yeah, so they do the night prayer at 7 p.m. before the timing, but then they have to get up at 2 a.m. to sing matins.
Oh.
And then 5 a.m. again, and then 6 a.m. and then 9 a.m.
Okay, we've got some time then during the night. Right. Oh well, just wait. I'm going to mute my mic while I eat so you don't listen to me chomping.
Cool. Solon, you with us?
I guess he's not.
Okay, I don't know what's happened. I'm just going to see if he's... I might poke him on Facebook. I want to see if he's still there. Okay, I don't know what's happened. He's still on. Says he's online. And he's acting on Facebook. So, okay. So just remind me, what is your plan exactly here?
The other two are in charge of the plan. I don't know.
Okay.
So what I think is going to happen is Solon was going to use Interlego Karam to find whereabouts in the abbey this enchanted stone is.
Yeah.
Once we know where it is, we'll understand how. Oh, he's back. There you go.
Sorry about that. My aunt called.
Okay. Just review. Nathan just asked for a review of the plan. So, my understanding was that Fabio will use some Interlego Taram to find out where this enchanted stone is. From there, we work out how we can get to it, whether we have to go inside the abbey or what, blah blah blah. We then play ninjas and sneak through the abbey to get to where said stone is.
Right.
Fabio then can look at the stone, understand if he can Rego Taram, pull it out, or if we're going to have to somehow pull this fucking thing out or push it out, God knows what. Then once that's done, he then creates a replica with Creo Taram for a month.
Okay.
That will stay in there, and he's got the original stone, so he can make a good duplicate of it. And then we levitate the stone with some invisibility from our Marinita back to the cart, load it on the cart, and Scarpa.
Okay.
I think that is a plan, unless I've got something wrong.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
And if for whatever reason we can't bring the stone back with us, like we don't have enough time to do our casting to carry it and shit, put it in a pit.
Yeah, I got
we still need a replacement to a dummy, but we can just stick the original in the pit.
So you navigate, you get through the town without drawing too much attention. You get up to the precincts of the abbey. As I said, you feel the weight of the Dominion aura bearing down upon you.
Yeah, Aura 4, that's going to be sucking to cast.
And that's the precincts of it.
Nave, can you just describe mechanically what that does?
That's -8 on casting. I think, or is it -12? I think it's -8.
I think it's times 3, isn't it?
It is times 3.
Yeah, so it's 12. Yes. God does not approve of you casting magic in his house.
God can suck it.
In Ars Magica, the power of God is very, very potent.
One might say absolute.
By my statement.
On the upside, God usually doesn't do anything directly against you.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're so the three of you on this cart. Okay, obviously, the monks. There are some monks up. They have obviously noticed your arrival.
I will leave the Marinita to play social distraction techniques.
Okay, so one of the low brothers in his black robes is approaching you.
I tell them how we are just simple travelers traveling across Britain with our trusty horses and a cart. Just seeing the places.
We are just a band of merry men.
Okay.
No, just merry.
Okay, feel free to make I don't know, what's the communication plus any kind of social skill you want to argue is relevant.
Surely it would be presence.
Yeah, sure, fine.
And I have Aura of Noble Presence still running.
I'm a place.
How many botch dice?
I don't know. I'll think about it if it's relevant. Yeah.
Okay, it is.
So you obviously want to say we're just humble travelers. Are you right? Okay.
It's 14.
Okay. Did you count the -3 for the gift?
I did not. It's 12.
Okay. 11. Okay. Right. Well, be welcome to our humble abbey. We can arrange guest quarters for the night.
Oh, thank you. We are just passing by. It is nothing for you need to bother yourself with. We merely wish to witness the glory of God and move on.
He looks very good. He looks very surprised and confused at that. Obviously, why would travellers not want hospitality for the night? I mean, okay.
Wouldn't it make sense for us to be like, oh, we've heard of the beauty of the Abbey, and we just want to, pray here for a bit on our journey? Couldn't we go with that?
Okay. Wherefore are you headed?
That away.
Are we near
It
Cambridge?
doesn't look like this is very unconvincing.
Nathan, are we near Cambridge, Liberalis? Is it Cambridge Way or East Anglia in the Fens?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Okay.
It's somewhere down south. So you could go to London or Bristol. You go along that route, or you go north to York.
I mean, all I know is that we are somewhere in England, so the best answer I can give is that we are going that way.
Okay. You looking over your cart and stuff. Are you
Probably relatively nearish.
How are you choosing to dress instantly? I mean, are you actually acting wearing robes? Are you dressed as merchants?
I would just have my travelling garb on because it's cold at night in England.
Yeah.
So whatever my usual travelling garb. I didn't disguise or anything like that. So I'm not a nobleman because I don't think my character's that preoccupied, but it's solid clothes still. There's a bit of money behind it.
Okay, he's giving you some very conscious looks. Well, as you will. He's wandering off. Looks like obviously he's going to speak to people. But
all right. Time to do some magic, Fabio. Find out what that stone is while he's away.
Okay, what do I roll?
I guess into Lego Terram. I mean, what do you know already that you get to narrow it down?
I mean, you have the formula.
I know exactly what kind of rock it is.
Yes.
That's very specific.
Okay.
And it's probably pretty rare here.
Yeah, you have got the issue. He's getting dark now, and of course you're still limited by your range of your vision.
Can't I just do like sensory, not vision?
No, because you can't cast magic on things you can't perceive, except for unless you have an arcane connection to it.
Intellego targets it gives senses. It doesn't affect basically this isn't relevant to Intellego. Intellego magic is cast on the caster.
Yeah, it's always range personal, and the target is sight or sound.
Yeah, exactly. Sight. Range would be sight.
Could I make it so that I can see like this, like?
Oh yes, there are spells you can have cat eyes and things. Yes, there are spells that see in the dark.
I don't know if that would apply to anything I've got though. It's
quite a low level cast to give yourself cat eyes.
Yeah, but I don't have any skill in any of those.
It is. How much is it, Mutacopus?
5, I think. Eyes of the cat.
Yeah, it is 5. So in 10 minutes, I can cast it on everyone.
We might not have 10 minutes, unfortunately. Not alone, at least at this point, at this junction.
Okay, then I cast it on Fabrico because he's the one who needs to see the most.
Okay. Go on then, have a roll. -8.
I would say, Nath, an example spell from the book, Probe for Silver. It's a personal level spell, and you can smell silver, and you can follow its scent. So if he knows exactly what the stone is, he could smell that stone and then follow its scent.
Yeah, fair. That's fine.
And that's like a level 4 spell, so he should be able to spot that no matter what.
Yeah, so you're essentially you're smelling out the marble.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, because that overcomes the lack of sunlight problem.
Yep. So sniffing out, boy.
I successfully cast Cat's Eyes on.
Sorry, he'll need it anyway. So he needs
I'll need Cat Eyes if I don't want to draw attention to myself by carrying a torch or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do I roll?
So
into Lego Terram.
Yep.
Into Lego Terram.
Plus stamina -12.
A 12, yeah.
Okay, so I've got into Lego Terram and stamina. That's 21 -12. That's going to be 9.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't botch. Roll a dice and don't botch.
Yeah, there are lots of botch dice here because Rhino.
Oh, I rolled maximum.
Oh, you rolled 0.
You rolled 0.
Oh.
That's bad.
That's bad. That's a stress dice.
10?
This-
How is a 10 bad?
Yeah,
Wouldn't a 1 be bad?
no, this dice mechanic is backwards. 1s give you multipliers, 10s count as 0. So you have now
That's
botched.
stupid.
No, well, you're checking for botches.
Yes, but how many botch dice is he going to have?
Oh, well, it will be. Well, I think is it 1
Base 4?
plus 4 for the. Just go with a +4. So it's five botch dice.
So
What
you
do I
roll
roll?
five.
Or do you
Five
roll
d.
it?
You roll 5d10, and if any of them come up zeros, you genuinely botch.
0's meaning 10.
No, I did
Which
not roll
one?
any zeros.
So it's just a fail then. Actually, just a 0 there. I think you still cast, don't you?
It does. He's got 9 plus 0, which halves to 4. Yeah, it will cast if it's.
No, because 0 counts as casting total of 0.
Oh, it counts as a cast in total. You don't get to add it.
Okay, so you just fail. That's fine. You wait 2 minutes to try again. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so roll another dice. Don't botch.
Okay, so you start out for 2 minutes struggling to cast with the weight of God bearing down upon you, and
Actually, no, I'm wrong.
definitely that monk you spoke to has gone off and talked to some other monks, and there are people like some monks had to gather and like.
I was actually wrong. It counts as 0 if he botches. So.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So
I mean, he
I
cast
could have
first.
succeeded the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it works. Okay, because it's so
Okay,
low.
fine. So I only had to cast once. Good.
Yes, you managed to sniff it out. It's in one of the outer walls.
Good. In that case, I'm just going to. Can the monks see us where we are right now?
Yeah, there are definitely monks watching you. They're not.
Okay, is it possible for me to
definitely
walk?
watching you because of course you hear a very convincing story. You turn it with a gift, and you refused quarters for the night, which is very strange at night because who travels at night? That's weird.
Is it all right for me to What I was going to do is start walking back down the road away from the place until I'm out of sight, and then cut across and start patrolling the outer walls.
By yourself.
Try and find it.
Oh, right. So you leave the car to the decoy and just wander off.
Yeah.
Essentially, yes. Leave them with the cart. They're still taking attention. It looks like I've just wandered away down the road.
Okay. Sure.
And then I'm going to just start quickly running around the outside.
Do you want to do some kind of stealthy type of roll to see if you draw any attention?
Yeah. I will.
Okay.
I'm
What
going to
would it
get
be?
off the cart and just do some general Christian shit outside the abbey, just to look like I'm actually doing what I'm meant to be doing, because I was still raised a Christian.
Pretend being Christian badly.
Actually, pretend to be a pilgrim. Shocking.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine. Okay.
Yes, God Jesus, praise be. All hail Jesus.
Jeebus.
Okay.
Not Jesus, but Jeebus.
I too am an apostle of Jesus.
Okay.
And then the monks burn us for sacrilege.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, so
That is
what do I
how
roll?
we Christians worship Jesus.
Do some kind of I don't know. Stealth commander.
I don't have stealth. What is this stealth you speak of?
What's a good characteristic for stealth?
Dex.
I have dexterity.
Yeah,
I'm actually decent at it.
You use that dexterity and.
Yeah, Dex and stealth.
I don't think any
And
other.
since I don't have stealth, it's just my dexterity.
Okay, 2 plus a dice.
And you get extra
Oh,
push
wow.
dice.
Wait. I could do something magical to make this easier.
Well, someone else can make you visible. Yes, that's the thing you could have done. Yeah.
Well, he
That is an
wanted to
option.
already.
Also, if people don't want to do that, couldn't I make the medieval equivalent of a fucking ghillie suit? Cover myself in flame. That way they don't see a person. If they do see me, they're going to see a bush.
Moving.
Yes.
That would get
It's the devil.
illusions are getting back at them.
Well, not an illusion. I was going to actually make a coat of grasses and stuff.
Yeah, Creo Herbam. Yeah, sure.
I actually have those in plentiful supply, so
And
even with the penalty, I can probably do it.
Probably go ahead.
All right, that's Creo Herbam,
Yep.
plus my stamina, 18 minus how many? 12?
12.
So I am now rolling 6. I can still probably make it if I don't botch.
Yeah, a good roll would help, but yeah.
Didn't botch. I got a 9.
Oh,
yes.
That's 15. So that halves to
7.
7. Okay. You also need to do a separate roll, which is how well you the 5 details: intelligence plus finesse plus a roll.
Okay, that I can actually do. I actually do have finesse.
Like a crude bash of stuff, whether it's all finely tailored.
Okay, so that's going to be intelligence plus finesse, so just 10 plus 6 in my case.
Yeah.
10.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. You conjure a garment of leaves and stuff. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, something that would make the stealth roll easier.
Yeah, fine. Okay, well, let's go with that. I'll assume they're taking the other stranger individual taking enough attention. You slip off the night, and there's monks around, but it's night. It's dark. You're being stealthy. Yeah, fine. Okay, yes, you locate the stone. It's in an outer wall.
Can I study its magical properties enough to know if I can rego it?
Let's see. Let's have a look. Pull it out would be.
Try it first, and then you'll find out.
Yes. You think you could rego 10 and pull it out will be like probably difficulty like 10, I think. Probably.
And I also need to create the. Now, is this in a section of darkness right now, or am I worried about like a guy walking over the wall and seeing me?
I doubt it would
they
be
usually
lit.
aren't going to have like torches around the base of the wall.
No, they don't have torches all around. It's not particularly guarded. Almost like the monks don't know it's important.
Very good. Perfect. Okay. In that case, I will. First things first, I should probably. Which do you guys think I should do first? Make the duplicate or just pop the first one out?
No, pull it out because make the duplicate inside the hole means you don't have to
Very
move
good point. Very good point. Okay, so I need to rego Taram this thing.
Yep.
That's going to be 18 minus that. So yeah, that's another 6.
Don't you have Unseen Porter or Unseen Arm already as a...
Well, Unseen Porter actually worked to carry it out?
Yeah, because it's a telekinetic carry. Because
okay, in that case, it's plus 20, it says?
But that means he's already done the maths for you. But the point is, it's not divided by 2 because it's formulaic.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So 20 minus the minus 12 puts you to 8 plus a dice roll, but you only have to equal... Well, you don't divide it by 2, so it's 8 plus a dice roll.
Not bad, 14.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah, it's only level 10. So yeah, okay, you could pull it out. Okay, so okay, so it has to stay. It's no more than 6 feet off the ground, so you can now levitate it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's concentration. So if you're distracted, you'll have to do a concentration roll to maintain it.
You're probably better off now moving it out, putting it down, letting the spell end because it's concentration. Doing your creation spell and then recasting it to move it back to the cart later. I would suggest.
So basically set it down gently.
Yeah.
Let the spell expire. Create the duplicate, and then recast the carry spell and get the fuck out.
I would do it because casting a second spell while you're concentrating on the first spell is actually quite difficult concentration rolls involved at that point.
Let's not do that then. Okay. In that case, okay. So I will have it gently set down, and then once that's done, dismiss the porter. Immediately cast the Creo Taram, which I actually have a much better bonus for that. Is it not formulaic? No, it is not formulaic. I cannot create it, sadly.
But you've got 22, 23 for stamina, minus 8, plus 12 is 11, plus a dice.
So it's actually my best roll. Yeah.
Yeah, though it's at half, so it's okay.
I'm just going to look at the guidelines now for that.
Great Stone is level 3.
Not going to be much.
The fact that it's if you want marble with red veins, that's obviously a little bit.
I'll need a finesse roll.
I don't think finesse was in the 4th edition, so you don't have any.
It does, no.
You actually
finesse is here.
Yeah.
Any level 3 glass or stone will be fine because that's going well. You could put maybe +1 on it. I don't know if you want to be really fancy.
You could. Gemstones are obviously a lot harder. Metal's harder. But
marble's not too bad.
I'm not going to click marble to gemstone, so we'll say it's
base of 3 then.
Well, we'll see. Have a roll. We'll see what you get.
Base of 3, +1 for touch puts it to 4, and then what? +3 for moon. So 4 goes to 5, still goes to 15, even at that.
Okay, and what am I rolling with here? That's Creo, Taram.
You may have to run out of the minion and try there.
Okay. Well, okay, can the Bonasagas check his counter sheet? He might have a spell called Wizard's Boost on it.
Yes, I do, but I'm nowhere near him. I don't even know what he's doing at the moment, unfortunately.
Okay. What I could do then is I could carry this. I could rather that if I know my own ability is better than the player does, rather than dismiss the porter spell, I can just carry this out of the way and like hide it somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, closer to the road where I can pick it up later, but not within sight of the road. And then while I'm at that distance and have a less penalty, create a new one and porter it back. It'd be easier to porter it into place.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I do that then?
Okay. Right. So you're trying to sneak off away from the abbey with a giant lump of stone following you.
Yes. Following the bush. Remember, it's a bush.
I mean, I will gladly switch the switch. You know what? No. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to set the stone down. Let the porter expire. This is taking several minutes.
I got about right there, mate.
Go ahead.
Sit on the stone. It's big enough for you to sit on as a bush.
I
and just
can't
levitate.
porter myself. It doesn't work that way.
No, you're not. You're portering the stone. The stone is bearing your weight. You're just moving the stone telekinetically. So you're moving
I'm
the
covering
stone.
it with my cloak of leaves. Yes,
exactly.
Perfect. There's just this slab covered by leaves, moving very slowly.
The porter is only at a strength +5 person. I think any one person, even strength 5, would struggle to carry this stone.
I think they might be able to carry it. The problem with a person would be the weight would be that you wouldn't. The weight would be wrong, but I reckon a strength 5 person thinking of sort of athletes.
No, I got it, guys. I got it.
Okay, guys, I'm happy to say you can carry the stone, but I think the stone with the person on top is too much.
On the upside, you don't need to carry the stone next to you. You can send out the porter separately, so long as
I can
it's
also
in your
hide
vision.
under the stone and leave my leaf cloak above it to help disguise it, and the porter and I are carrying it out of there effectively.
So you're crawling through the mud, army crawl, with a stone over your head with leaves on it.
Yes.
Don't
Commencing a virtuous mission.
Don't fail the concentration roll.
That's fine. Otherwise, squish.
It'd be really
And then we
unfortunate
add
if
some-
something made you sneeze, wouldn't it?
I'd be fine. I actually have concentration, so.
Okay, so that's your plan. So you're planning to sneak off and take the stone away outside the Dominion aura, so not towards the town, just into the countryside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, what's the chances of some random monks seeing you during at this point?
I mean, that's why I have the cloak of leaves covering the slab.
Not just you. Let's do a random roll. So the higher it rolls, the more likely you are to be spotted.
Shit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
How is your luck these days?
You get a fair distance away. Then you hear some commotion from behind, a distance behind you. It sounds like someone's noticed the stone's missing. They haven't seen you. They found the hole.
Oh, balls.
I mean, what were the odds of them finding it at the base of the freaking abbey? It's at the base of the outer wall. Are they patrolling around it?
Yeah, the monks kind of sort of hard patrolling. I mean, also they know there's strangers about who are giving very unconvincing answers to questions and have the gift.
God damn it! Okay, in that case, you guys might. I don't have any way to warn you guys, sadly.
No.
But you're going to notice that.
Okay.
God damn it.
Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, the other two, you wait at the cart and praying. One of the monks comes up to you. Travelers. Tell us, where have you come from?
What is in the opposite direction? Like, what is in the direction from which we came?
Other than Libellus.
Okay, what, you going to see a name a city, are you? Or Okay, fine.
Name a town that it might be unknown to them.
I attempt to lie convincingly.
I mean, he's looking you over, trying to make sense of you from your garb. Are you scholars?
Honestly, forgive me, brother. I didn't want to. I didn't mean to deceive you, but we are a pair of merchants, and our. It's a tough business. We have many rivals, and they would love to find out where some of our goods come from.
Splendid. I mean, we perhaps you should speak to Celera. What commodities do you trade in?
Stones. It just so happens we're missing some.
We are after certain rare herbs and spices from the north country.
I'm sorry, I heard 7 secret herbs and spices.
I'm assuming we're traveling north.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay. So, well, do you have? Are you? Well, I mean, this is a late time of night. Are you sure you don't want hospitality? You can speak to the seller on the morning when he's up.
Sure. What we don't. We're kind of like out of character. I think we're kind of being pressed here. So.
Yeah. My character doesn't seem averse to that. You can lie, and he'll just come along as a quiet type.
Thank you for forgiving me for my sin. We would greatly appreciate it.
Wait! What's that over there? What? You hear that's
a flying stone.
They didn't see the flying stone, thankfully.
Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, you've got the stone away. I'll say you're sufficiently far away. You're now out of the Dominion. You're in the countryside. What did you want to do now?
Do I hear the commotion behind me?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, shit. Okay. So this is where I drop the stone, dismiss the porter, create a pit, drop it in the pit.
Sorry, are you dropping the stone on yourself?
I roll out of the way first.
You got the formulaic, so just do the rolls for create the pit and then.
Yeah, because I have to dismiss the porter. I'll just create the pit under the stone, basically.
Porter is concentration, so you basically dismiss it whenever you want.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll dismiss it as soon as I roll out of the way of the stone. Not after. Okay, so I succeed with making the pit. Ooh, nice. And I crit with filling the pit.
Yeah, fine. Okay, what you want to?
And I need to do an Urbom thing though. Create Urbom.
Okay, go on then.
To be honest, you can probably. It's the middle of the night. As long as you don't collect it from the next morning, people...
I don't want them to notice a strange pit. I'm not taking any chances. All right, good. There, we're good. The pit is now covered. The earth pit has been filled and is covered with regular shoots of grass and shit.
All these mentum spells sure would be way more convenient if I had like subtle magic or quiet magic.
Yeah. Yeah, take -15 to cast when you're in a -12 penalty already. Good luck with that.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
Why are you yelling at me and waving hands in my direction?
You bent the stone. Job done. The other two of you. Okay, so you've been shown to some separate quarters. And well, 3 of you, because Eric's there as well. The horses have been stabled. And so, well, I hope you have everything you need. We'll obviously we'll get the seller to meet you in the morning after breakfast.
Yep. Thank them for the hospitality. And
I brief others on our legend that we intend to meet with the banking house further up north, get our money there, and then buy the goods further up north. Which is why we have barely any money with us.
Yeah, we'll probably go in.
Money.
Yeah, we're probably going towards London then, because that's a major port.
Yes. Sure. Yeah, and when you say banking house, would that be the Knights Templar?
It would be, because they're about the only bank that exists at the moment. Apart, they're
Well,
beginning to the bank in northern Italy, beginning to.
Unless you mean Jewish moneylenders.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, there are different, there are banks not in the sense that they lend something, but in the sense that they give, promissory notes.
Yeah.
And you can
Yeah,
exchange them
there's
from place to
businesses
place.
like Capos run and stuff
Yeah,
like
there
that.
are, Templars.
Yeah, Templars.
No, I mean, Templars handle banking operations in the period.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Sona, anything you want to do?
Well, I can't really go back now. Like, if I approach back from the road, it'll be, hey, that dude left. Then our stone vanished, and then he came back.
Well, what you could do, you could give it an hour and then go back to see if there are any mulling around, and if not, quickly make it back there and see.
Midnight would be the perfect operation period because at that time all the monks will be praying.
Yeah.
So you will have half an hour to do what you want.
Sure, I will sneak back with my, Urbom created, cloak, and
well, like I said, all the monks will be praying. So,
Okay.
So make the stone, make
sure.
the stone outside of the aura, and then levitate it, and then.
Good point. Good point, guys.
And commando roll back towards the gap.
Commando crawl with my slab of earth. And hope to God no one notices.
Okay, do you want to do the Creo Talam?
Sure. What's the penalty out here?
0. It's a field.
Nice. Okay, but no benefit either. But that means Creo Taram stamina is 23. Okay.
This film applied to God.
Meanwhile, Jonah is getting chummy with the monks and telling them stories from his travels.
Okay.
Nice.
Go on, do a storytelling roll if you want to. So, what did you roll, sorry?
27.
Half bit spontaneous, but yeah, more than enough. Okay, you can definitely make it with that. Do you want to do a finesse roll as well? To see how well you can do a match.
Intelligence finesse?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be +6. No penalty. 13.
Yeah, no, actually, that's a really good match. So yeah, it pretty much even to your explanation, that pretty much is the same stone.
Cool.
And Jonah Quill got 16.
Okay, -3 for the gift.
Yeah, included.
Included.
Wow.
Okay. Yes, the monks, the low-level monks are very happy to hear all your exotic tales. What kind of stories are you telling them?
About basically, let's go with my background and tell stories about traveling around with heavily dispersed with fairy legends.
Okay, you can regale them with I guess also versions of the Mabinogion, probably. Then I guess
basically,
the books were writing down, so that's actually okay.
The medieval version of 3 in the boat, not counting the dog.
Okay, so you just about get to the end of a fine tale, and there's a few of the younger monks are looking quite they're quite obviously happy to have a well-traveled person who can tell a good story. That's something made that day more interesting. When another monk enters the room.
You make him sound like he's Darth Vader.
Just get the description.
I would not trust this man around the children.
This is okay. This is clearly most of the monks you've been entertaining have been the younger monks. This is clearly a very much elderly monk.
I'm assuming this is the prior.
He's wearing the same robes as all the other monks. Exactly the same. But yeah, you'll notice. He's in his 60s, which frankly for mundane is extremely old. Frail, his hair is white and wispy. His face looks lined and stern, but he definitely has a power to his voice. And he just enters the room and gives you a suspicious look, eyeing you up, both of you, particularly the storyteller. He's been rather enchanting his fellows.
Good day, Father, or rather, Knight. Interested in joining us?
I think not.
That is unfortunate, but I understand. Monks live a busy life.
You travel so late at night.
As I admitted to your gods who greeted us, we are merchants and we sought to get ahead of our rivals, but concealing our travels somewhat.
And do you consider your business to be without sin?
Well, I suppose we do not cheat anyone. We seek to give fair prices as we can. We do not deal in blasphemy. We deal in herbs.
What manner of herbs do you deal in?
Oh, things for the rich people, spices and the like.
So
I'm assuming that since John Aquil has Herbum, he knows something about that stuff.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Which is basically why I went with herbs.
Yeah, he's not looking. And what say you? He turns to your silent friend.
I prefer the books to talking to customers.
Oh, a scholar.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
An accountant.
And when was your last confession?
probably the prior Sunday. I don't know. Do we around the Covenant? I assume that isn't a church.
No.
But would this be the nearest town to our Covenant, or we have one closer, or what's the?
It's certainly the nearest town. I mean, there's probably a village priest somewhere.
What season is it currently?
Autumn, I think.
Autumn. Okay.
It's a little longer than it should have been.
Yeah, you'll get the sense he's not looking very convinced.
He'll get with me that I don't particularly care his opinion.
And do you think your intentions are to live an honest and pious life?
An unpious life.
An honest and pious life.
And pious, right? Sorry, I got very confused. I was like, "What?" Yes, and that's genuine. He does. I don't consider magic sinful out of character. Like the character doesn't. So
you're technically stealing the house of God right now.
Oh shit!
Sorry, what?
I'm not. Yeah. Okay. There is. Yeah. There's some.
Sorry, can you repeat? He's technically what?
Well,
We're stealing from a house of God, which is technically true.
Technically, you don't know if I've done it or not yet.
No, that was our intent. So that is still, the intent was still there.
But also, we are fulfilling our obligations to the Hermetic Code, which we swore to protect. So,
sorry, guys, let's keep it character. Okay. And would you know anything about?
And that's when he had a heart attack.
About a fellow named Stephen?
Forgive me, Father, but I didn't catch your name.
I am John, prior of this abbey.
Yes, I know several Stevens.
Steve, who lives hereabouts, who has had dealings with this abbey previously.
I think we've.
Yes,
That-
did we met him? Did we?
I think
was
we
that the
dealt
fellow?
with Steven in the city nearby last
Yeah.
summer, I think, right?
That's the fellow we met, wasn't it? Yeah. Yes.
Rich fella.
Hmm.
Wanted some kind of a blend from the Picts. We couldn't get that far. The Picts are woefully prone to violence.
Hmm.
Is it safe to say that by this point, enough time has passed that the guy who's interrogating them knows that the stone just vanished?
Your word would have probably got round. Yes, that's why he's asking that line of questioning. Okay, so meanwhile, let's cut back to Fabio.
Commando Fabio.
Okay, so you make the stone and you're porting the stone back in.
Crawling commando style underneath.
Okay, I'll do a random roll to see how.
I really hope that herb bomb thing is actually helping.
Yeah. Well, they didn't see you; they just saw the hole. Yeah. So higher it is, the more chances. Oh, yeah, no, you okay? Fine. No, I'm gonna say you happily sneak in and you get back to the hole. There's no one immediately there at the time, and you manage to push it into place.
And then I just missed the porter and just like commando crawl my way out of there with my herb bomb.
Okay. I'll do
Impossible music plays apparently.
The real question is, does Fabio know the basics of the CQC?
Ooh.
That's a botch.
Who botched what?
Well, I was just doing a random answer, and the higher is the more you've been spotted. And that first was 3, so you got in fine and delivered it.
But that counts as a 0 because that's a botch.
It's only 0 on the stress rolls. On simple rules,
Yeah.
0 counts as 10.
Okay, so you've put the stone in place, and you're just turning to leave, and there's a the youngest there's a small child monk who's just standing there.
Go boo.
He's to be probably shall we say 10 years old.
You see an exclamation mark over his head.
looking very confused.
Hey, what's that over there?
Now you have to kill him to preserve your identity.
Oh yes, let's just murder a child in the house of God.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Okay, so is there anyone else visible at the moment?
No, just him right now. I'm going to let you act, but he's a bit stunned for a round with surprise. I'll let you act first.
So he just found a bizarre man just crawling through the earth with a rock over his head.
No, you've got the rock in place already.
That's right. So he just found a crazy man with a cloak made out of leaves.
Yeah.
Is Fabio still by the wall, or has he crawled away a bit? No.
He's close to the wall, but it's got.
It sure is convenient that I have been telling these stories about forest spirits just recently. I'm sure the child couldn't have possibly been inspired by those.
Fabio, on your action, what do you do?
I'm just going to think to myself, these thoughts are going to go through his head very quickly. Could I create a pit? Yes. I don't want to kill a child.
It wouldn't be
Instead,
Yeah, but you can then feel the pit. No one will find the body.
I was thinking about that. I don't want to murder a kid. So instead, he's just going to be like, crap with Urbom and Terom. Is this like out in the field essentially?
No, it's still in the Abbey precincts.
So it's flat. It's relatively flat terrain.
Yes.
I would say flex your social skills, but you don't have any.
I don't have those.
Presence -2.
I'm just going to. Yeah, I can't face my way out of this. I'm sorry. And I don't have Mentom, so I can't do that either.
Yeah, but you can also. You didn't do anything wrong as far as child's concerned. You're just a weird man hanging around.
Do glasses exist in this point in time?
We're not far off, but I don't think it's quite just yet. Or not. They might exist in Italy, possibly, but not here.
So it would not be something the child knows about anyways. He wouldn't believe me. I'm just gonna be like,
Hey kids, you want to learn some magic?
Okay.
I need a new grog.
I am an adult.
Okay.
Wait, no, I got this. The porter's still here.
It can't target children.
Damn it. I can't carry living people. I was going to say I could just put a hand over his mouth and run.
It's a terror effect, so it affects stones and metal.
Oh, God damn it. Oh.
But not really, just talk to the child. You didn't do anything wrong. Aside from being a really suspicious fucker.
I'm just going to be like, hello. Hello, child. How are you today? As I do my hobby.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I got nothing.
Okay. Right. Okay. The child, after pausing for a bit to come to his senses, says, "Alarm, stranger!" He said he is raising what in the Middle Ages we call the hue and cry.
Oh, stranger danger.
In that case, I'm just like, why did I choose to spare this brat?
He's not doing anything to physically stop you, but he is shouting. Okay.
I mean, you know where the forest is. You can just run to the
Meanwhile,
Covenant.
over in the the guest quarters, you're being quizzed by Prior John when you hear alarm.
It sure is convenient that there have always been only two Magi at our Covenant.
I think it's best you stay here while we sort this out. And Prior John goes,
Certainly.
I am going. What's my strength score? Shit. Hold on. I may have to add kidnapping to my charges. I have strength 0, so I'm a normal person, and this is a normal child.
Yeah.
And I have high dexterity.
Oh, God.
I'm
going to kidnap the child. I have no choice.
I mean, obviously it's dark, so he's seen you. He probably hasn't seen your face in any great detail.
Well, no, because I'm all camo right now, so all he saw was a man with leaves.
Yeah, exactly. So he's not identifying you, but
Stick to the forest spirit legend, unless they kill you before that.
Okay. In that case, I'm just going to flail my arms theatrically like a angry spirit, I guess, and then just run like hell.
Okay. Right.
I'm trying to make him run first with the flailing and
Okay, I think sprinting is off dexterity, isn't it? I think it's quickness is more like initiative rounds.
Yeah, quickness is your reflexes. Dex is your hand-eye coordination. You could do strength as well for raw speed. It's up strength or dex.
If it's more like endurance, like when a marathon.
I think strength or dexterity would both be valid.
Wait. Is this for intimidation or what?
This is
for riding.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be.
Have a roll on dexterity.
Dexterity and my non-existent other skills.
Athletics, yeah. These characters are really rough, by the way.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm not trying to outrun any pursuit from the Citadel.
Yeah. Okay.
All I need to do is run my ass out of this kid's sight, and then I can make myself a dell to hide in, essentially.
Okay, yeah, go then.
Leap into the earth.
You can dig your own grave.
Yes. With like a tiny little slit to look through, essentially. I will literally immerse myself in earth. Like there's just like a little bit to look through.
Have a dexterity roll to run away, and obviously don't badly screw it up.
Actually, couldn't you do the same thing with a tree? Technically, create growth of a tree around yourself, essentially, and hide within the tree.
Yes.
I would. My Terram's not that much worse.
Have an initial dexterity roll for the immediate run out of dodge immediately.
Okay, dexterity roll. So just dex.
Yeah. Oh, you have confidence. Technically, you have confidence. You can spend a confidence point to get +3 on the roll.
I will do that then. So that's +2. That means a total of 5 bonus.
Power in World Darkness. So
that means I only have 5 points to roll with, but at least it's not halved.
Yeah.
These characters are actually not that rough. Like they're built as smarty pants magi, and they clearly spent all their time reading magic books.
Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, okay, yeah, you managed to run away. So obviously there are people who come running over in response to his shouts, and then people are chasing you, but you've got a good start on them, and you've obviously, you are
out of sight of them for the moment.
Yeah, okay. And then what you play?
Am I in the tree line already? Because if I'm out of sight, I have to be. Yeah,
okay. Let's say you're okay. You're running across the field towards,
and it's dark. Yeah. It's relatively dark and shit. Yes. How big are the trees?
There are some good old English trees. Then
I am going to basically run so that my back is against the opposite part of the tree, so I'm like looking the way I was running. And then I'm just going to back up against the tree so that they can't see me doing this while I'm doing it, and just,
merge into.
Okay. Creo Urbom the wood to wrap around myself, not to form fit either. I'm going to finesse this so that it just looks like the tree is bigger.
Yeah,
covers me.
Creo or Muto,
with just like there's going to be a
Muto to just transform it.
Yeah, I am leaving porous breathing holes, shall we say, but I can't see.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, so what do I roll?
Muto, Teram, no penalty, just Muto, Teram, spontaneous.
Oh, good, that's my strong point. Okay.
22, stamina 23.
Wait, Muto Teram or Urbom?
Oh, yeah, Urbom, sorry, yes.
Okay, so that's
17, what are you trying to do?
He's just morphed a tree around himself.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be 18. From at this distance, what's the penalty?
It's none. You're outside the precincts.
Oh, cool. Okay, in that case, just straight 18.
Plus
I should make this no problem.
Obviously, it's half because it's spontaneous, but still.
Good, though. That's still a result of 10, then.
So, yeah, but that's enough. Okay, you morph a tree. You're touching it as well. You morph it around yourself. Okay, you get away. Okay. Other guys, are you going to do anything? Wait it out and then go on the morning.
Sorry, I want to add something that Fabio is going to be having a hell of a time getting out because he cannot perform gestures while he's inside the tree.
It's only a -5.
I left myself hand room inside.
Yeah, but he can cast it on duration concentration.
That too. I can literally when I dispel the duration, the wood will go away.
Yeah.
So that's one obvious way to do it. Or it would disappear at sunrise anyway, future duration sun. But
but that would just leave the tree as it is, so with him inside.
No, because it was a Muto effect.
Yeah, he did a Muto.
Yeah, it changes the tree and then it stays as it was changed.
No, the Muto is temporary.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Muto will revert back. It's unnatural.
Well, you can definitely cast the Muto at duration concentration, can't he? And then he will change back. So yes, it's one of the kind of things you can exploit the fact that the ability of spells running out to do things. So that's fine. Okay, guys who are in the guest quarters, you do anything in particular, or just gonna wait out and go in the morning?
Are we? Well, what do you want to do? We're just happy just to go in the morning.
Okay. I trust Fabio to succeed.
Yeah,
you get the sense you're watched, and they do serve you breakfast, and you go on your way.
Cool. Thank them. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do a bit of scene cuts. So it's the next day. We'll get back. Did you want to do anything else with the stone, or just leave it there for now?
We can leave it there for now because we know where it is and it's buried. If Fabio thinks it's safe, and we can probably get it in like a week.
Okay. Right. You get back to the Covenant. Okay. The crystal is arriving. This is due to arrive this season, so you've been told. Is there anything else you want to do?
Well, guys, that was Michael, but do you want to go and get the stones so we can present it to the Quesitor, or just happy to leave it in the earth, or what?
If we need to get it back the following day, I mean, I hid it far enough away, they're not likely to have a patrol standing there.
Yeah.
So we could theoretically get back with a cart. Or we could send Grogs to do it plus me, because they never saw me at close range. And even the kid wouldn't recognize me if I dress normal now.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I left it close enough to the road. All we'd have to do is get the cart there, bring a couple of dogs, excavate, pull it out. And there's not even any magic penalties other than, spontaneous. Well, no, it's not. It's road. So
if you're happy to do that, that might be better. What do you think?
I'm willing to go do it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Go for it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You organise the carts of Grog. You get back there. I mean, there aren't guards. There are some peasants in the fields. We were like, they're not.
Actually,
But-
I'm just gonna cast an invisibility spell on Fabio as soon as we get out of the Dominion aura.
Okay. Fine.
Let's not do that again.
What can probably work, actually, is if we're doing this properly, we can pretty much just... they can just have the cart pulled over to the side of the road, like they're just taking a break, essentially.
Yes.
And then I can just very quickly levitate the stone onto the.
Okay, so you've got full black to make a hole to uncover it, full black to lift it up, put it on the top, and then full
it
black.
should be really easy. Just two straight rolls, basically.
Just do the rolls and don't botch.
That's a botch for making the pit.
Okay.
You have
botch-
to actually roll the botch dice.
Yeah,
first.
how many botch dice now?
I'm thinking any
Well,
reason.
5 again.
I'll say 2.
Yeah, it's outside the aura, so
Reasons. I'll say 2, but yeah, that's yeah, okay.
No botch. Okay, and rolling this.
Well,
I still have to re-roll it, right?
That doesn't quite work. So the way the watch dice work is you roll in that many dice for each 0 that gets rolled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
I know. I rolled 2 dice.
and there's no 0 in that. You rolled a 9 in total, so it's 8 plus 1 if you hover over it.
I see. I didn't see the hover over thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay. You failed the first one. We can try again.
Yeah. Whereas formulaic, it probably still goes off.
Probably works. You lose.
Okay. In that case, yeah, they're both good.
Fine. Okay. You do it. Fine. Okay. You get out the stone of the cart.
And just very quickly bring it back.
Okay, that takes a few hours each way, but yeah. You
Yeah.
do it. Fine.
So he'll be back after lunch.
Okay. So, right. Evening arrives. We don't need Friar John anymore.
I torment Fabio by telling how amazing the monastery dinner was.
And I tell them about my commando raid. And I'm like
Yeah, but
crawling
one of us
along
had
the
dinner.
ground.
Okay. And that evening, you get a visitor, or 2 actually.
Is our red cap still here, by the way, for this?
Yes. Do you want him present?
He's more than welcome to attend. He has all the rights of Magi, so
Yeah.
Timor.
Okay. So let's just.
I will receive the quiz in my more better robes, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. You dress for the occasion. Obviously, you've got your main council chamber.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we've actually had described yet, have we? So your main council chamber, it's 40 feet long, 20 feet wide, high roof, pierced with a lantern in the centre. It's a long hall that runs down the centre of it. So a bit like a Viking longhouse, I guess. 7 chairs sat round. There's a balcony at one end. The walls are hung with great tapestries of all the classical poets, so Homer, Virgil, Ovid, and questions of choice. But arriving is Quesitor Timor, a tall woman with dark hair, wearing dark blue robes with a stylized eagle embroidered on the left breast and the Quesitor scales on the right.
What is she of House Guernicus? Or okay.
And and with her is a short man dressed in red and gold who glowers a lot and doesn't say very much. And so,
Luckily, I have organized the Grogs into preparing a feast to welcome our dear guests.
Sir Darlis, you seem very well prepared.
Thank you.
Almost as if you knew I was on my way.
We did.
We make a point of expecting guests.
And how, pray tell, how are you so uninformed on the comings and goings of the Quesitor?
I'll point at the red cap.
Oh, you're just gonna throw him under the bus, huh?
Oh. Well, no. I'm being completely honest. He was happy. Yeah. He arrived. He arrived yesterday and foretold of your
I
coming.
don't think that was supposed to be known.
I want my bribe back.
Oh, so you were warned in advance, but by Jocelyn. How interesting.
I'm just face palming right now.
I'm more interested to see what her reaction is because I want to know if he's working with her. I don't trust the red cap, so that's why.
I think the red cap is very upset right now.
Is he? Is the red cap very upset?
Since you're so well prepared, perhaps you should tell me the rest of this story. Do you know why I'm here?
No, well, I must admit we are a little.
Don't you go on and tell me why you think I'm here?
Well,
I'm just.
Well, I'll actually offer her if she would like to take a seat at the before we continue, sort of thing.
Before you start confessing your crimes.
Tell me, what? Someone is missing. Where is Stephen?
In Twilight.
Yeah. Final.
Oh,
More than likely. Final Twilight.
how very convenient.
Not
Do go
particularly.
on.
Extremely inconvenient since we have to clean up mess.
So, we were disturbed yesterday mid-morning by a disturbance from Stephen's lab. Going out there, Stephen had floundered out of his sanctum. Lots of strange lights around him. But I'm fairly certain he was going through Final Twilight. He was out there maybe a couple of minutes diameter, and then just vanished. And that level of magic felt like Final Twilight.
This was witnessed by many grogs and all of us.
I can also factual witness it. Sodalis says Jocelyn. I see. Well, we will accept that, as you have said then.
So that was a strange coincidence. Jocelyn arriving just as that was happening, but such things do occur. When he then told us that you yourselves, pointing at both of them, would be arriving, we were rather confused by it, but presumption of both a Quisitor and a noted hoplite.
You get scowled at.
Sorry?
You get scowled at by the hoplite.
Yeah. Arriving at the Covenant, it must have been very serious business, so we were rather confused, but
being acutely aware of our own innocence, we had to assume that you had some dealings with Stephen, who unfortunately went missing, as was just described by Gregorius.
Yeah.
And since we were under the assumption that you would not come here without some sort of business, and since it seemed that we would never see Stephen again, we decided to try and find out what we could. Not going to say we liked what we found.
Well, what did you find?
Is it my character's just going to kind of look like my character has no social skills, and I'm going to say he's got kind of a reputation at this point of not like he's blunt, and he's just
My character has enough social skills to not go around confessing the crimes.
And in this case, he's going to just look over. He's going to look at the Quisitor. Is the Quisitor is the one speaking, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to look at her and just be like, essentially, it seems Stephen had made a arrangement for our charter, which we were not aware of with the abbot. Not simply to use the land, but
it was simply
promised
to
him
use the
something.
I would like to adjust what my Sodalis said, that Stephen didn't make a change to our charter. He created an additional agreement with the local...
I thought this was the original charter out of character.
No, it was just a charter for...
The word charter in Ars Magica is used to define the roles and responsibilities of the Magi of the Covenant. That is separate.
Okay.
Separate.
Then retract that. My character wouldn't
Yeah.
have said that. My
Yeah.
apologies. He would say that he made a charter with
A
the
charter,
abbot.
not the charter. Yes,
A charter, not the charter. Gotcha. Okay. Very important.
that's actually why this is called covenant. It's literally a covenant.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll let.
Gone. I see. So you suggest that he made a charter with the abbot. You have this charter?
Yes.
May I see it?
By all means.
Okay.
He went
To
to
put it
some.
simply, Stephen was responsible for a hermetic crime, the consequences of which we had to deal with.
He went to some length to conceal that charter within his sanctum.
Luckily, we were able to protect the secrecy and integrity of the order with our fast actions. More certainly, the Sodalis Fabio.
And this charter speaks of a enchanted stone.
It has been recovered,
It has been
and a duplicate has been placed in its where it was. Apparently, only the abbot, from the correspondences we were able to uncover, only the abbot was aware of its significance. The abbot may now know, unfortunately, that something has transpired, but he is not going to be able to. No one else in the abbey is aware of what the stone was. And the duplicate is now in place, but it could have gone better.
So you have
Still, they no longer have a permanent magical enchanted item.
have recovered the item. That is good. And what are your intentions with regard to future dealings with this abbey?
Minimal, if we can arrange it. Stephen seemed to have a relationship with them. He certainly, unknown to us, perhaps Stephen was more pious than what we realized. He seemed to be driven to make
He
hermetic
wanted
magic.
to improve the relations between the order and the church, and in pursuit of this goal, he committed actions which are highly inadvisable without consultation with the Sodalis and the tribunal. As such, we will seek to revise our relations with the abbey and to update the charter at the earliest possibility.
And this, you say this stone has been replaced.
The replacement is not permanent. I will need time to make something permanent. And then hopefully we can replace it again.
My Sodalis is a stonemason by trade as well. So we hope to make a mundane replacement. Permanent.
Well, very well. I politely ask you to consent to give evidence under frosty breath of the spoken lie.
You're back.
Yeah, I give a nod. I assent to that. I agree to that.
And
Under the condition that no questioning will be done towards my research or really anything other than events pertaining to the current situation.
you can always refuse to answer the question.
Yeah. You just don't say anything.
Yeah, but I don't want my refusal to be seen as admission of guilt. There are secrets I wish to protect, and there is truth regarding the case I wish to reveal.
I therefore politely request the casting token.
Yep, supply her one so she can cast her in the Aegis.
Yes, okay. She casts formulaically frosty breath. All of you.
I'm back. Sorry, what did I miss? I apologize.
You might want to explain to Sol actually how that casting token works.
Do you submit to magical lie detector?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
not lying.
Okay.
Right, she casts frosty breath of spoken lie. What that means is that if you knowingly tell a lie, your breath fogs up as if on a cold day.
But only to her.
I think it's just happens, doesn't it? Everyone can see it. I think.
Yes, yeah, it's
No,
visual.
it's an
visual.
intelligence spell.
Is it?
So.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, it's perception. So it's only to her perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is everything you've told me so far the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Splendid.
Yes.
Well, I think then you have done a good job in covering up a serious breach of the code, and I'm sure we don't need to look too closely at any minor incidents that may have occurred in putting things right.
We deeply regret that it turned out that our covenant had such a snake in its midst.
So, all being well, and all being you managed to settle any fallout with the local abbot, we'll be happy to congratulate you at the next tribunal. You'll see the Flambeau's looking quite disappointed.
I will thank her and ask if the two wish to stay for a few days to recuperate before travelling on.
Oh, thank you for your hospitality, Sedalis. And with that, we'll leave it there. Thank you, Pleasant Player. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And this has been a first test episode of trying to play Ars Magica Online for all of us.
That worked.
Yay.
And we'll leave it there.